What's up, gamer? What's up, Harold? Yeah. Crash Bandicoot developer pitches film adaptation after Super Mario Bros. Success. The immense success of Super Mario Bros. Is certainly bound to help many other video game adaptations get greenlit, and developers behind Crash Bandicoot are hoping they're next. Toys for Bob, the current developer for the franchise, posted a message on Twitter to pitch a Crash Bandicoot movie to come next, including a trailer of the latest game in the franchise, Crash Team Rumble. The tweet notes, with the Plumber Boys' incredible cinematic run, we think it's time for Crash's theatrical debut. What say you? You know what? I would love to see Crash Bandicoot adaptation. Hey, what's up, Paul? What's going on? Plumber Boys' incredible cinematic run. Yo, yo!
Making history again.
Yeah, three times.
First time around.
3 times.
Oh, that's three times. That's 3 times.
Mm-hmm.
3 times. 3 times we made it. Yo, I was pre-gaming again, man.
Oh yeah.
I'm actually I was on YouTube, right? I was watching the Altered Beast Genesis playthrough, and I was like, should I put one of these on the list of hardest levels? But I said, nah. This shit was pretty. Like, you look back on it, and it's like it's hard, but it's not on like the hardest of all time.
It's only
But
hard when you play the arcade version because that shit eats up your quarters like a motherfucker, man.
yeah, like a motherfucker. Yep, every time the arcade version is way worse. I still need Neil Marshall to make a I need Neil Marshall, the dude that did like Hellboy, The Descent, and Dog Soldiers. I need him to make Altered Beast. We need that.
Oh, that'd be a
You need that.
fire.
We need
That'd
that
be a
shit.
fire good thing. Uh, Monterey Miro is chilling at the moment, making hats for Nerdville. Hell yeah, man! I'm definitely gonna cop me a hoodie, and I will be there June. So I'm definitely gonna see you there, Paul.
We got people. We got people tuning in already.
Yeah, I got people tuning in.
Whoa! Thank you. We appreciate everybody that's tuning in right now.
Okay, man. I need to hear it. I need to hear it. I need to hear it. I need to hear it.
What's up?
I need to hear it.
What?
Your thoughts on Snowfall. I need to hear it.
Ooh, yo. You know what's crazy? Me and my homie, we had completely forgot. Got sidetracked with everything. We were supposed to do like a recap episode, like kind of about the whole season 6, but mainly about the season finale. But listen, I'm satisfied, man. I think my gripes with the finale and season 6 overall are pretty small. But I feel like you remember when you sent me a text message and you were like, "Yo, there are some fates worse than death," and that's what Franklin Saint experienced. That was some deep shit, man. That was like poetry in motion, and he ended up just like Alton. He ended up just like his dad. And I knew in that season finale, like I thought it was going to be like way more climactic, like a lot more action and shit. But I remembered that like Snowfall is like I'm attached to the show because I'm attached to the characters, the story, the heart, the emotional attachments to it. So when he took that first drink in the bar, I was like, this is the downward spiral for Franklin Saint.
Yeah.
And somebody on TikTok had posted a video, and Mel in episode 1 was asking him why he didn't drink. And she was in when he used to work in a convenience store, she was in there getting drunk, and he's like, I'll offer you liquor and you give me attitude. And there's a reason he didn't drink. And I feel like when he took that first drink, man, like everything his brain just got way cloudier and he just couldn't handle the shit. Like a lot of people say, they felt bad for him, and why did Leon get the happy ending? And I'm like, okay, like Leon wasn't perfect. None of these characters were saints.
No.
Pun intended.
Pun intended. Pun intended.
Like,
okay. Right.
And like Leon killed Scully's daughter. Leon killed Scully's daughter. Leon and Scully repented about that shit at Uncle Jerome's funeral. And that was a scene that got me choked up, like, because it was like the camera was passing through, you had that tracking shot, and Scully was like, yo, let that shit go, G, let that shit go. That was a beautiful moment. Like, I don't know if I could have been as forgiving as Scully, but Leon was trying to do the right thing while he was in the game. Like, he had more of a conscience. Franklin didn't give a fuck about anything. When that money came into play, he didn't give a shit about anything. So, like, to see, like I said, it was the rise and fall of Franklin Saint, man. As far as everybody else, like, I think Louis got a weird ass ending. Like, Louis was at the fucking, the ranch from Hey Dude on Nickelodeon and shit, and she was like crouched down and shit, and she was hiding out there. Gustavo, I was so happy Oso got a happy ending.
Yeah.
Oso,
he got out when the getting was good, man. Got out right at the right time.
I was worried about Oso. I thought Oso was going to check out. I thought he was. I did. I thought he was going to check out. Did you notice that they set up the spinoff with Wanda when Leon just says it in passing and he's like, yeah, she's trying to get into the music biz. That's what the Wanda spinoff is going to be about. And I'm like, I'll watch it, but
no, Wanda's at the shelter. Leon's getting in the music biz.
No, they announced it. They said that Wanda, the spinoff is going to be centered around her character getting in the music biz. Because I remember in the comments, everybody was trying to roast the idea, and they were like, "Oh, was she gonna be the new Cookie Lion for Empire, the new Taraji?" And it was like, if they go Empire route, then it's going to get bad. If they stick to Snowfall, it'll be decent, and I'll watch it. But if as long as they don't go the Empire route, I'm cool with that, man. I can't deal with another Empire like TV series.
Let's see. I don't. When I was reading, it said it was going to focus more on Wanda being a mediator between the gangs and not in the music business. Like she was gonna take over the shelter, and it was gonna like the series was supposed to follow like the rise of gang violence throughout the '90s.
I mean, look, I would watch that too. I definitely was one of those people where I told my homie Dre this. I was like, look, man, I don't want to, like, when this is over, I hope it ends on a good note, a crazy note, but I don't want spinoffs. Like Power, 50 can't be stopped because he's got a spinoff for Tariq. He's got a spinoff for Tariq's unborn child, and Ghost is coming back from the dead. Like, it's all this wild shit going on with the Power. I tried, bro. I did. I tried to watch the Tommy spinoff. But then they introduced a new synthetic drug, that seemed like it was from fucking the Judge Dredd remake with Carl Urban, and then they, Tommy had a half brother. I'm like, I can't keep up with this shit, man. Can't do it. And I'm not about to follow a spinoff with Tariq when Tariq should be dead. I don't like his character.
He should have been knocked off like season 4, dude.
For
the moment who ripped off Tommy, it should have been over for that dude.
For real. Wait, was that the episode where he dangled Tariq over the?
Yeah, he fucking vanilla iced him. Yeah, he should have been. Yeah, Uncle Tommy got a soft spot for Tariq, dude.
And Joseph Sikora, it was like bad, good acting. He's like, this is the fucking game, kid. His eyes were super wide. Like, he looked like he just did like a whole 8-ball to the face.
He put everything he had in the that line, bro. I'm telling you. He put everything he had in that line, boy. Let me tell you.
He did, man. He did, but it's like I'm not about to watch. Everybody's like, yeah, you gotta watch Ghost Book 2 and all this. I'm like, I'm not watching that shit because I don't give a fuck about Tariq's character. So I don't care to watch a spinoff that's centered around him. I tried it. Raising Kanan, I didn't give a like 50 Cent's character Kanan was cool in the original series, but I didn't give a fuck what Kanan was doing beforehand. Like I could just go watch Get Rich or Die Trying. I don't give a fuck about none of that shit. I don't care. I don't care. But 50 wants, and then now 50 wants BMF spinoffs. That's the thing with these new shows, bro. It's like they have to be very careful. They got to tread very lightly with how they do these spinoffs because everything's a fucking universe now. Everything's a universe. Everything's a spinoff, an origin story as far as what happened with these people to get them to this point. Like it's too much.
Yeah, for me, I went on a little rant about Snowfall, dude. I fucking kind of went off on people.
Do you like season finale?
No, I love the season finale. I really do. I love the series finale. I thought it was a perfect ending to that series because it all comes full circle. There's poetic justice, karmic justice. There's no buts. The but is people have asinine takes about that shit, dude. Mm-hmm. People have some real asinine takes, and that's what bothers me about it. It's like, everyone turned their back on Saint. No, they didn't.
No.
They didn't. No, they didn't. You were misreading that situation, and I fucking eviscerated all of them. It's like, oh, look, man, check this out. If I'm an addict, bro, and I come up to you and say, hey, bro, give me $1 million, I'm going to make you a partner and do this, man, all right? But I ain't got nothing to give you back until later, you know what I mean? That's the same thing as an addict going up to Leon and say, hey, man, you got a dime for a 9? You don't think Leon's heard that shit before from an addict? And you don't think that's, like, resonating with Leon? He's asking Leon, give me $3 million and I'll make you a partner in something that's non-existent.
And not only that, but it's
Leon
like...
and everyone says, Leon should have gave him the money. No! A real friend at that time, dude, is gonna tell you no.
I'm not about to watch you destroy yourself more than you already have. And Leon was a lot of people keep talking shit about Leon, but as far as people that weren't family outside of Oso and Leon were two of the people that weren't blood related to Franklin that stood 10 toes down from day one. From day fucking one. And no matter what they went through, Leon was always there for him. He always had his back. They had their little discrepancies and shit. But when that scene happened, when he was breaking down what he was going to do for him and what he was going to do with the money, I thought Leon was going to say, well, why didn't you just make me a partner from the jump? Why didn't you do that from the jump? But he said something that was way more important, and he was like, why do you think your mom did what she did? She did that shit she sacrificed herself to save you. She made sure you didn't see that money because that shit. And Leon said it, I can't remember what season or what episode, but there's a great fucking sequence where Leon's got the gun pointed to Oso. And he's ready to kill Oso because Kevin and them people's getting castrated in front of the bodega and all of that type of shit. And Uncle Jerome's in the room, Louie's in the room, Teddy's in the room, Fatback is in the room, and Leon says to him, he's like, yo, money's got your head all fucked up. Like, when you went down, who do you think kept this shit in order? It was me and my crew that kept this shit in order, but your head's fucked up now. So Leon, no. I think all the criticisms for Leon, it doesn't make sense. The thing is, I feel like Franklin, he's Negan. He became, he started off, they were kids. But Franklin, he's like, I always bring everything back to fucking Fast and Furious somehow, yo. This is how you know I got a fucking problem. Do you remember Fast 5? The Rock was the villain, but we forgot Vin Diesel and Paul Walker and Jordan, all these motherfuckers are criminals.
Yeah.
The Rock is the lawman who's trying to bring these criminals down. He's the good guy. But we're so used to rooting for the criminals that we don't even see when the good guy is doing good. That's how it was with Franklin Saint. Franklin, we wanted to root for him, but he was a murderer. He was a drug dealer. All of them were. Everybody had sins to pay for. That's why I like the interview with Amin Joseph where they asked him what to expect from season 6, and he was like, yo, our heart's about to be ripped out. It's about accountability, and these people have done things that they got to pay for and things of that nature. And we seen Uncle Jerome, he paid the ultimate fucking price. I was surprised that nobody else really checked out main character-wise other than him.
Yeah, that was like, what the fuck, man? Seriously? And he wanted out. He was getting out. It's like, dude, I'm done with you. And he told Louie, you wouldn't survive without me. And what? And guess what? He was right. Because she was not going to survive. She was not going to survive.
That sequence, his funeral sequence, when they played the Sleepwalkers, the Enya song, that was hard as shit. That was hard as fuck. I wasn't sure what I was hearing. But when the scene started and you hear the song intro and in, I was like, are they really doing this? But it felt right. It felt like it matched the dark tone. I was like, that was a haunting sequence, his funeral, yo. And everything just went downhill from there. He was the glue for a lot of shit, man.
Yeah, he was. And also I don't agree with everyone about Veronique. I don't think she was there about the money. I mean, people forget that he put hands on Veronique and he was going to strangle her.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And she even says early on, I think early on in the season, my mom's been abused, so I'm not about that. So I'll stick through with anything, but once the abuse happens, that's it. And people want to say that she was just nothing but a gold digger, but she would have stayed with Franklin through it all had he not put hands on her.
Yeah. And she even explained to Teddy, when they were warming up the oil, the grease in the pot for the torture sequence, she was telling Teddy how her mom used to get fucked up by her father or whatever the case may be. Veronique, I will say this about her. I don't think she was a gold digger for a second, but I did think I never trusted her, bro. I'm going to tell you right now, I never trusted her character from the moment she was introduced. I was like, there's something about this chick. I thought she was going to reveal herself as DEA. Like I thought she was going to have
Me
like
too.
you remember Rush Hour. Remember Rush Hour
Me
2
too.
where Rosalind Sanchez had the badge on her bra strap.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, that's what she's about to do. Like that, I thought she was going to be a cop because it was something just so laid back and laxed about her that I did not trust. But she turns out she just wanted to hold him down, and he was getting too crazy. He put a fucking gun on her when she came in and he was sleeping. He's like, yeah, sorry, baby. Sorry, I pointed that gun at you and the baby. But like he was losing his mind. He's losing his marbles. Yeah, I didn't think she was a gold digger.
No, I don't think so either. Like, yeah, like her mom was. They're both con women, but at the same time, I don't think she was running a con on Franklin.
Yeah.
Like, I don't think she was, because she had plenty of opportunities to like take off, especially at the end of season 4 when she goes home and like she's not in the apartment. That was the moment I thought, oh, she took off.
Yeah.
You know, but the next episode we find her at the the gynecologist, and it's like, oh, she's still there, and I'm just like, man, that would have been the perfect opportunity for her to take everything and flee.
She stuck around, man. Like, and that's one thing I will give her. Like, she did stick around for this dude when she saw hands on like the person he was becoming, and even his mom seeing it was one thing, but she knew him on a different level. Like that was about to be his wife, that was his baby mama. She was carrying his child. And he knew, like, she made it a point to call him and tell him, like, listen, I'm gonna raise our son away from all of this shit. Like everything he was telling Leon in the season finale, like, good for her. I don't know if we're gonna have a Veronique spinoff. I don't know how many people are gonna watch that shit.
I'm not gonna watch that. Because you know what it would be? It'd be like Matchstick Men. That's what it'd be. You ever seen that movie with Nicolas Cage?
I was about to say it was Nicolas Cage in that. I thought it was a TV show, but it's a movie. Okay.
Yeah.
I was close.
Yeah, it's about a con man who has a daughter, a long lost daughter. Then a reveal happens, and then but whatever. Cons run in the family, so that would be the Veronique special. You know what I mean?
But I was about to say, is it like Old Boy, where you said it was, he found out he had a daughter and there was a crazy twist?
I mean, there is a twist, but you kind of see it coming because you're like, nah. But then you're like, nah. You have to watch the movie, man, in order to get that, because there's no way, dude, Nicolas Cage pulled someone as that character.
He said there's no way Nicolas Cage pulls someone. Oh. You gotta love it. You gotta love this shit.
Yeah, I mean, I love the Snowfall finale. I don't know where it ranks among my TV finales, but it is definitely one of the best finales that I've seen.
Yeah, man. It's like now that it's over, like it's like fuck the spinoffs and everything that's coming, but now that it's over, I can say that this is probably one of the best TV shows like I've ever experienced. You got 6 seasons. Like it wasn't like with Walking Dead, even though it's like a different genre. The Walking Dead, like a lot of people say, there are filler seasons where you get this character development, you get this boring shit to push the story along type of thing. But Snowfall, like I don't think for me there was any filler seasons at all. I think there was always something happening where you had character development. It was always something to push the story along. It wasn't ever like the most boring parts for me personally were the parts with the CIA shit. And I like Teddy. I like Teddy a lot, but the more they dove into that, like I get that it was a big part of the story, like in the real life story. But the shit with Teddy and the CIA like always threw me off. Like there was a episode I went back and watched to prep for this episode that we're doing, and it was when Teddy was, I think his plane crashed or something, and he was like drinking the water from the canteen, the big canteen.
Like episode 2 or something like that in the first season.
Of like season 2, I think, or whatever it was, and he's talking to that guy. KP. It's my guy, man. He said didn't understand the wedding part of Snowfall. Oh, if you're talking about the wedding part of Snowfall, bro, like I don't want to spoil it if you didn't see it, but the wedding part of Snowfall, it's not really a spoiler. Scully, who was the dude, if you remember the dude from Tales from the Hood, Scully gave everybody like LSD, like hallucinogens, edibles and shit for the wedding. Everybody was high. Everybody was high. That's probably one of my favorite episodes in 6 seasons because not because everybody was high, that was hilarious, but because there's a scene where Jerome and Louie are talking to each other and saying everything that like how they feel about each other, but they're talking over each other at the same time and then say the same thing at the end of the scene. But then in the background, when the scene starts, 2 people are fucking in the background. Like, you almost don't even see it. Like somebody's busting some cheeks open in the background. That wedding sequence is hilarious. Yeah, everybody's high in that sequence. Bro. Everybody's high.
That wedding sequence. Once I saw Scully just like drug the Kool-Aid, I'm like, oh my god, this motherfucker! And he goes, man. I forget who he walks up to. He's like, hey man, I can't stay, but enjoy your gift. I think he tells that the president, enjoy your gift.
You knew something was up. You knew something was up.
Scully, for me, because Scully was my favorite character, but I felt like he was so underutilized. Like, I love Scully as a character.
Let's tag him now. While I'm here, let me tag him now. DeAndre Bonds, who was in one of your movies mentioned, one of my movies mentioned on a few episodes ago. He was in Tales from the Hood. He's one of the guys in the wraparound story in Tales from the Hood. He was on Get on the Bus. He was on 3 Strikes. He was in Dope. He was in The Wood. He was in DeAndre Bonds is a national fucking treasure, man. That dude, and he really knows that LA shit. Like, you never saw him out there, like in California, period.
Like, there's something I'd say. I'm in the Bay Area. I'm not in LA.
I know. I don't know why I think that you just run into celebrities every day.
I'm in the Bay Area. I run into tech giants more often than I run into celebrities out here. I have a fucking bigger. There's more of a possibility of me running into Mark Zuckerberg at a fucking Whole Foods than running into DeAndre Bonds at the AMC theater. You know what I mean?
Chris said 3 Strikes. Yeah, 3 Strikes is that is. Listen, a lot of people don't like. People love, as far as like DJ Pooh and shit like that. People love like Friday and shit like that. Like 3 Strikes is one of my favorite comedies like ever. That movie is underrated. Funny as shit.
You want to talk about an underrated fucking movie, dude? I Got the Hookup.
Yo, I haven't seen that movie. Yo, no bullshit. I have not seen that movie since I think back in the day when the bootleg VHSs had the hard box. Like, you remember, like in the library when you had the hard copies and you had the soft copies. Remember bootleg VHS had that shit? And you had the box you had to open up. That's when I Got the Hookup. I think was the hardback copy. But I remember Master P and AJ Johnson. Recipe, shout out to him. I remember All of No Limit. I remember Ice Cube had like a cameo. I remember John Witherspoon was in there. And the chick
there.
E40. And did you see that video of E40 I didn't see the video, but I saw the article of E40 getting kicked out the fucking.
Yeah.
Then I made a Facebook post where I was like, he got kicked out because the guy couldn't understand what he was saying. Like, E40 has his own fucking language. This motherfucker talks like he is underwater drowning. Like, if Aquaman and the Atlanteans and Kevin Costner in Waterworld, and if they were from the hood, then that's how E40 would sound. Like, everything. You remember Yak Backs from back in the day?
Yeah.
Yak Back Maniac. You remember Yak Back Maniac, where you could turn the switch and then you could change the sound, and one of the sound switches was to go to warble, where it sounds like you're underwater. That's how E40 sounds 24/7. Straight up. That's how he sounds.
He was at game 3 in San Francisco, and they gave him like the hero treatment, and he put him on the big screen and all that shit. So it's pretty funny. Like, they did right by him. I don't think he should have been kicked out because that was some bullshit. He was just being a fan, but you know.
It was like, listen, man, nobody drinks Slurricane. Get the fuck up out of here, man. They don't want that shit. He's got his own drink called Slurricane. I've never had it, but he's got his own drink.
Bro, that's Alizé and Hennessy, bro. That shit'll fuck you up.
I don't even listen. Henny, I'm sorry. We might lose some viewers over this. Hennessy, let me tell y'all something. As a drinker, I'm not a connoisseur of alcohol. Like, I drink a lot of cheap shit. I drink fancy shit when I want to feel fancy.
Yeah.
And, you know, when I want to feel, like, elated and shit. But Hennessy is so overrated. I want y'all out there to stop acting like Hennessy is the best fucking God-gift drink ever, because that shit is disgusting. That shit singes your trachea and your esophagus. It's probably fucked up the lining in y'all shit because y'all drink it every day and every weekend. But stop it. Alizé is like, I didn't even know they still sold Alizé. I don't think I've ever had it. But
Alizé is like, I think it's the pink one or the blue.
Is it? Oh, you know what? It might be the pink one or whatever it looks like, because I remember Tyrese got it in Baby Boy and he's like, yeah, one Alizé a day, and then he got fucking robbed and he got jumped outside the liquor store, and rightfully so, because why you a grown ass man buying a fucking bottle of Alizé to get you right for the afternoon? Like, if you don't get some hardcore shit and get drunk, motherfucker, like, he bought Alizé and then got mad at the cashier for giving him a cup. Yeah, I'm gonna give you a cup for this cute ass bottle. What the fuck is wrong with you? Listen. But this is a message to you young kids out there. Stop drinking that fucking Henny. I'm not saying stop drinking it, but stop posting it on social media like it's water. It's not water. It's not fucking, it's not soda. It's not juice. Stop it.
They actually got it on Uptown Spirits as a bottle. It's for like $183 a Slurricane.
I wouldn't even buy a E40 mixtape for 83 cents. Talking about some $183. Like, no. Nope. I don't. No. All right. Well.
Hey man, I'm from California, dog. So you know what I mean. I'm from the Bay Area. I'm not from the Bay Area, but I'm partially in the Bay Area. So I have to defend that shit. Like, come on. E40 is his own thing. I'm not a fan of E40 either. I'm not a big fan of E40, but he does has his abilities, I guess. I don't know. I'm more of a legit guy.
You give him like the same credit my uncle gives him. Like, my uncle will be like, yo, I'm not from there, but my uncle will say, I respect everything he does outside of music, because my uncle's not a fan of his music either. But he's like, well, I'm not a big fan of his music. I respect everything he does outside of that, entrepreneurship and, things like that, and what he does for the community. Absolutely. Absolutely. As far as rapping?
Yeah. Got his own style, man. Got his own style. But yeah, that Slurricane shit, bro, that shit'll fuck you up. Though. I'm just telling you that right now.
I would try it.
That's like drinking 40
with
the caffeine. So you can know with Hangover City, man. I'm telling you. Speaking about Hangover City, let's talk about a movie that didn't give me a hangover, and that's Evil Dead Rise. This was a fun fucking movie, bro. This was fun.
Yeah, it was.
It was fun. And I had very low expectations for it, dude. I'm just going to be honest with you. I had very low expectations for it. Yeah, I did. Because I was such a fan of Ash vs. Evil Dead, the TV series, and I thought that show ended on such a great note that when Evil Dead Rise was announced a few years later, I felt like, oh, you canceled Ash vs. Evil Dead to fucking make another movie. Like, that's some bullshit. Yeah. And that's what I was talking wave about it. But when I saw that trailer, I was like, okay. We went Monday night, man, and I walked out. I was like, God damn, dude, that is a solid fucking entry, dude. That is a solid entry into the franchise. Solid.
Yes, it was. A lot of people are saying that as far as horror franchises go, they said Evil Dead and Scream have not, while they have ones that are like that vary in quality in the franchise, they say for the most part, Scream and Evil Dead have all home runs for the most part. They said that they have been the most consistent franchises. That's the comparison that people are making now after seeing Evil Dead this past weekend. I don't know. I would have to go back. Like, all right, for me, I was never the biggest Evil Dead fan. I was introduced to Evil Dead via Army of Darkness. I love that movie. Army of Darkness is one of the greatest, and it goes back into when we were talking about 90s horror. And Army of Darkness was he said,
want to handle that one? You want to handle that one?
Are y'all watching? Are y'all watching that new Exorcism movie? Excited about that one? You talking about the one with Russell Crowe?
No. That's what he's talking about. He's talking about the I think he's talking about the actual Exorcist remake.
Oh,
I think he's talking about the Post-Exorcist. Right? You talking about the Exorcist remake coming in October?
If you're talking about the Pope's Exorcist, then yeah. Listen. Okay,
yes.
wait.
The Exorcist.
Which one are you talking about? Type in which one you talking about. Blink once
I'm
for
telling you.
Twice.
Okay.
Like
Pope's Exorcist, I don't know. The Exorcist, I have a wait and see.
The Pope's Exorcist
Russell Crowe.
already got. Oh, okay. He said
Crowe. Okay.
Well. See, Chris is he's kind of a Russell Crowe fan. So gotcha. I'll say this, bro. Russell Crowe, the Pope's Exorcist with him. I watched the trailer, and I'm like, one of the things I said when I saw that trailer, I was like, all right, I'm seeing a little bit of imagery that I haven't seen in Exorcist movies, but it looks like all the same shit. Now, if I go into that, watching that, I'm going to be drunk for it. I'm going to be fucked up, and I don't know if I'm going to enjoy it. As far as The Exorcist with David Gordon Green, I'm very fucking curious to what he's going to do, because I told people online, and they got mad. I said, the bad news is it's not going to even touch The Exorcist 3. Everybody was like, what? You mean The Exorcist what? I said, no, I mean The Exorcist 3. For me, the good news is it's already better than The Exorcist 2 and The Exorcist the beginning. It's already better than that. Already. But David Gordon Green, I had like an epiphany the other night, man, and I said, David Gordon Green might just be that guy. Have we forgotten that David Gordon Green's got a Hellraiser TV series coming out as well?
Shut up, really?
He does. David Bruckner did the remake or the reboot, and David Gordon Green, I remember when they announced it, it was something completely different than than the Exorcist, or not the Exorcist, but than the Hellraiser reboot. David Gordon Green has a TV series coming out. He's got a TV series coming out, and I think that I had an epiphany a couple nights ago. He might be that guy, man. He might be that new guy, whether people like it or not. He's going to jump on board with these existing properties and do direct sequels to the originals. I'm going to scrap everything that happened. But I feel like if he's going to be that guy, do that with the movies that deserve to have the sequels scrapped. I don't think Halloween deserved to have all the sequels scrapped. The Exorcist, I could see where they went, because they're probably like, oh, well, there's 3, but nobody gives a fuck about 2 and 4 and the like, I don't know. But
beginning
do that with
and all that bullshit. Like, yeah, no.
Yeah, do that with the series that have to have the sequel scrapped. Like David Gordon Green, if he was going to do a direct sequel to Children of the Corn, cool. Speaking of which, did you see the remake?
No, not yet. It's on my list. I have to watch it. We did all those Children of the Corn movies, dude. I have to watch that remake. So it's just like, yeah. It's just finding time.
I'll tell you something.
What's that?
I'll tell you something. In comparison to the ones that we reviewed the entire franchise. For anybody that doesn't know, me and Johnny reviewed the entire Children of the Corn franchise. We ranked them. We watched them. We suffered through all of them. That Children of the Corn remake that just came out, it's not bad. It's not terrible. In comparison to like Runaway, Revelations, Genesis, the remake, it's not terrible. It's more of a back to the basics type of Children of the Corn, where the kids do go crazy and they start killing all the adults in town. You see these kids committing acts of murder. Like it's a bit of a supernatural shit to it, and you do see he who walks behind the rose at some point. That's a supernatural thing. But and the girl that plays the cult leader, she's really fucking good. She's better than the majority of the cult leaders that came later on in the sequels. Like, not so much the first two, but she's better than the kid Eli from part 3, Josiah from part 4. What the fuck was that little shit stain's name in part 5? I can't remember that fucking kid's name. He reminded me of fucking Eric from The Toy, with Richard Pryor. And
Yeah,
Jesse
yeah,
Pinkman.
yeah.
Fuck, I hated that son of. Oh, I hated that fucking kid. I hated that fucking kid. Cinema's face said makes you not want to have kids anymore. Listen, the Children of Core movies are the ultimate prophylactic. They are. Those movies and that what was that Blumhouse movie, There's Something Wrong with the Children, that was not bad, but they did not take as many liberties as they could have with that movie. That could have been the new Children of the Corn right there. You didn't see that one either?
No,
There's Something Wrong with the Children
either. I don't see that. Just because I don't want to pay $4 for it. I'm like, nah, I'm good. I'll wait.
No, listen, no, don't even listen. And I ain't no cheapskate like that, but don't pay $4 for it. If you can find it for the free seat, then watch that.
Yeah, that's all.
Yeah, don't pay no $4. That $4 could go to some chips and some Slim Jims, all types of snacks at the gas station type of shit. You can go to the gas station and put 4 on pump 5.
One of these. Like one of these.
You can get one of these. Like, yeah, exactly. You don't. Yeah, no. But it wasn't bad. It's more so frustrating to watch. What makes it good, because the guy is seeing shit that's literally wrong with the children, and when adults turn around like, what, the children are like, nothing ever happened. So it's really frustrating to the point where it keeps you in the movie. But they did some shit that they teased where I wish they would have gone full blown with it, and they never did. Said keep it rolling, fellas. Yes, sir. Appreciate
Always.
you, KP. My guy, man, he got a whole bunch of Stephen King novels for me. That dude delivers.
But yeah, I mean, Evil Dead though. Back to Evil Dead Rise. I thought it was a great movie. I thought it was a great movie. It was. I had a blast with it. I thought it was so much fun. The one thing I do miss is Sam Raimi, because had Sam Raimi directed it, those crazy camera tricks. Like the zooms, those crazy dolly zooms in. Like, I miss those. I'm not gonna lie, I miss those. And had the
you can tell they tried to
get those. Like, I feel this movie it would have elevated, but it was a solid movie.
You could tell they tried to recreate a little bit of the Sam Raimi camera tricks, but it wasn't. We know like what is Sam Raimi and what isn't.
Yeah.
But you can see they did. I'm not gonna lie. Lee Cronin has some really cool shots in that movie. One of my favorite shots in the whole movie is when the mom is, I don't know how they did it, but usually like the people in the background are blurred out, and the one person's face is in the forefront, but it was the mom's face in the forefront when she's in the kitchen, and the sister and the kids in the background, but everything was in focus. And I love that. That was one of the best shots in the movie. I love the shot when she's at the people and she's like, open up now, and then the little girl, like, first of all, that little girl's fucking stupid. She's stupid. Why would you even fucking let?
Okay. Here's the thing. I'm going to defend it. She's a kid. She's allowed to be stupid.
I know. You're right. You is right.
Hey, she wants her mommy, and she's scared. Like, of course she's going to open the door.
Yeah, they hold up. Let me ask you something. Was that the mom? Was she the mom in The Strangers, or was that a different actress? I don't know if it was the red
Christina
hair.
Hendricks. That was Christina Hendricks.
Okay, so she wasn't in The Strangers.
She wasn't in
too.
The Strangers. Christina Hendricks is from Mad Men. She was the receptionist at Mad Men. I don't know if you ever watched Mad Men.
Okay.
She was the busted redhead.
I don't think I did. No, I've never watched Mad Men. But I kept looking at her. I'm like, this red hair is popping. Not to mention, first of all, excuse me, I didn't make any comments. Like, me and my girl went to see the movie, and we sat like in the a couple rows back from the front, so we were right there. But I wasn't gonna say nothing around her, obviously. But the mom, no,
I'm gonna wait for that shit when I get on RNC and say some shit.
Well, we burned all bridges on this show. Listen, no, knows because we've watched plenty of movies where she's looking at motherfucking spectoralis major and shit. But nah, the mom she was fine. I don't know if it was the red hair. I don't know if it's when she started I'm sorry. I don't know what this says about me on RZ Live, and I don't want anybody to judge me, but you're talking to somebody who, when I was a kid, I had a crush on Linnea Quigley in Return of the Living Dead, Night of the Demons. Had a crush on Melinda Clarke in Return of the Living Dead 3. It's something about chicks, fine-ass chicks that become movie monsters that is just appealing, man. And I don't know if it was her flexibility, where she's like all her fingers were just one by one crawling on everything, and she killed that role, bro. She did fucking great, man. She did a great fucking job. If there's one gripe I had with the movie, it's the fact that Aaron wasn't there to discuss the movie with us as soon as he popped the fuck up.
As soon as I heard you guys talking about it, I'm like, I have to put my fucking 2 cents in. I'm just joking. It's always a pleasure to talk with you guys. It really is. It's always a pleasure to talk with you guys. So.
Oh my god, man. Wait, okay, so before we start talking any spoilers, did you see Evil Dead Rise?
I did. We just reviewed it, so our episode's out right now for anybody who wants to check it out. Me, Paul, and Caesar have our own opinions of the film. I think there's one thing that Paul didn't like too much, and then for me, I wasn't a huge fan of the. I guess I don't know if this is a spoiler of the ending. Not the ending. The whole one day earlier thought process behind it.
That's funny because on my show that was the most common complaint, that most people didn't really like that part either. Yeah. Why'd you do one day earlier, this and that? I was like, well, because they're setting up a fucking universe? They're setting up a sequel?
Here's the thing.
It was a little weird. It was weird, and I was confused. But one of my biggest complaints was probably the fact that even in the theater, I'm not gonna lie, the Red Band trailer did spoil a lot of the violence. And even though you see the majority of it play out on screen, when you watch the actual movie, I was ready for it. All the gore moments, I was ready for it. There wasn't really too much I was surprised about, except for when she was killing everybody in the hallway. And then you got that shot of looking through the peephole and seeing the kid get his arms ripped off.
Yeah,
the dude get his throat ripped out and the eyeball and all that shit. But I don't know. It wasn't. I wanted it to be as. I didn't walk out as cringe as I did with the 2013 remake. 2013 remake, I was like, fuck. I'm gonna have nightmares about that. But it was still solid enough for me.
Oh yeah, it was. I really quite enjoyed it. And for me. The whole one day later thing, it's I know it's an amalgamation of them setting up the universe, them doing the callback to the cabin, them trying to tell a story beforehand and stuff. To me, I feel that's somewhat lazy writing to a certain extent, because you kind of you leave certain things open, and I know that's for your imagination to run wild, and I know that's to set up to the universe of what's going on. And I get with the titling too, Evil Dead Rise. It's two things within itself. One, her rising out of the water. One of it coming back again, and 3, it's in a high-rise building. So there's all this stuff about it. My thing about it though is just if you are trying to set up the universe, they did a great job of how it spreads, and I love that. I love how it goes about it spreads, because as it's that's the one thing that I like about the film, that doesn't wink at you like everything else does in this goddamn film. and I think it would have paid really great to have at least a mid-credit scene, a small one, because you could have had it where the book is left in the building. We know that the building's going to be demolished. We know for a fact that I'm hoping that they would set something up like Army of Darkness next, because that's what I feel like they could have gone and done with this film. But we didn't get any of that. It just cuts to her. Now we have to remember at the beginning of the film, like, oh, okay, so now I get the connection. I just feel like that's lazy writing because one, it's easy to do, and I think it's also not them backing themselves into a corner, but it's also kind of one of those decisions they had to make. Like, if this doesn't do fucking good, it's done and over with. We could just leave it at that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
We could just leave it at that. If this film doesn't perform well, which again, being like understanding the industry, actually not necessarily being in it, but understanding the industry, it's kind of a smart choice. It's kind of like the creators of Final Fantasy. They gave that title because if this doesn't work, that's it. Like, this is the final one, you know? So that's my thought process on it. I think it's a tremendous film from both cinematically, sound design, and I guess we'd also say somewhat VFX too, and editing. Like, there's a lot of great things about this film that if you're like into filmmaking, this would be up there in like top tier of learning how to like pay attention to a film when it comes to horror, once it comes to practical mixing with VFX, and then lighting, because they went really, really, really hard on that building of making it the way that they look, and the cinematography around it just came out so well. And then for that camera trick that you're talking about, that's actually the old way of doing that was 2 lenses, and then you had to stitch them together. You had to do that with 2 different focal lengths. Yeah, so having to do that. I'm pretty sure I think you could do that with anamorphic lenses with just one. But back then, you actually had to use 2 different lenses at 2 different focal lengths, and then you had to put one film on top of the other to get the image all together as one.
Oh, that is whatever they did to pull that. That's probably one of my favorite shots in it. Now, I don't know, like there were a lot of references that I'm pretty sure went over my head because, like I was saying to Johnny, I've never been the biggest fan of the Evil Dead franchise. Like, I know it's people that will die for this franchise and they love Sam Raimi and Bruce Campbell, and I appreciate that shit. Like, I appreciate the Evil Dead as one of the most beloved franchise, but I gotta go back, watch the first one. I know that I watched a lot of the second one, but Army of Darkness was always the one that stood out for me. And then when they came around and did that 2013 remake, I'm like, okay, the rules have been broken. The humor is what you make it, but this is a fucking serious tone demon film, like on the lines of Lamberto Bava and Dario Argento's Demons from 1985 type of shit.
Yeah.
It was just modernized for the most part. I mean, but I love that the franchise is still going strong and stuff like that, man. But they did some really decent stuff. Another thing that I wish that they did in the new one, in Evil Dead Rise, I wish that when everybody was dead in the hallway of the apartment building on that one floor, I'm like, yes, we're about to get our demons too, you know. And all the demons are running crazy type of moment, almost like I'm a zombie buff, so I'm spoiled as shit. So I'm like, okay, we're going to get that moment where all the demons are running around causing havoc, and we got it a little bit, but not in spades like I thought we were going to get it. But we got enough, man. They fucking turned into a big ass, conjoined demon ball.
Just the family, not everyone else.
Fucking dog from Resident Evil.
Yeah, but it was just the family, though.
Crazy.
That's the thing.
That was fucking wild, man.
I do feel that this movie does has a lot of influence from Evil Dead too, though. Like, I can see a lot of it because a lot of the stuff in there kind of.
No, there was really a lot of references. The eyeball sequence in the hallway, straight from Dead by Dawn.
When the eyeball flew into the mouth.
Yeah, the DJ spinning the DJ spinning the turntable. That's a reference to the fucking Ash playing the tape recorder in the Dead by Dawn.
Actually,
okay.
Yeah, that's Bruce Campbell's voice on that tape recorder too, on that record player.
Is it really?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's Paul looked it up, and he says he plays the priest that says you can't do. I guess the one that says stop it, you can't control it. Like none of us can, or something.
Oh shit!
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, the only thing too is that this movie does not have the almighty Delta 88 convertible in this movie. That's what sucks.
Yeah, Paul said that there was a reference to it though, with the chainsaw color being the same color.
Yeah, yellow, but there's no car.
Yeah.
There's no car. The pizza place is called Henrietta's, which is the demon's name from part 2.
Yeah.
Is it, y'all know all those Easter eggs. I mean, if there's another gripe, if there's another gripe, then another gripe I can say is DJ Dickhead. I didn't give a fuck about that kid when he started. You know, he wanted to be fucking Funkmaster Flex and shit. I hate that fucking kid. Everybody talks shit about the little girl, and she got on my nerves. Everybody talks shit about the middle child, and she was disrespectful and popping off at the mouth. She got on my nerves, but that fucking kid, DJ Dickhead, he got on my fucking nerves because he's like, oh my god, the lightning striking while I'm spinning this backwards. Let me keep spinning it backwards. Yeah, let me keep spinning it backwards, dog. Let me see what's going on with this record. Let me hear what this shit is.
Do you have kids?
I haven't. You said, do I have kids?
Yeah, you have kids.
I have an 8-year-old daughter, but she knows better to spin than to spin some goddamn records backwards. Like, yeah, and listen, my daughter watches horror movies, and she'll be like, like, Daddy, we're not doing that.
I found out my kid ended up watching it too, and I was just like, oh dear God, okay. And she said she liked the movie, but it was her older sister. But it was her older sister that was more scared than my kid, and I'm like, are you fucking kidding me?
That's fucking awesome,
whatever.
man.
Yeah, I don't know. The little girl didn't bother me because a lot of the things that she did was definitely kid logic. Like, a lot of it was totally kid logic, dude. It's just like kids. Yeah,
that's true. I mean, when I was really like rooting for her to not be stupid was the moment, like you just said, where she is being a kid. And, you know, it was the moment where the mom was at the front door, and she's like, "Mommy, you don't look so good," and the mom just kept trying to convince her she was okay. Yeah. And she opened up the door and lifted that fucking girl up off her feet. I was like, "Oh my God."
As far as like my favorite parts of the film, I would say the first one is Ellie's eyes rolling back out of the head, and then the red fibers of her eyeball. That was such good like CGI that I've ever seen with eyeballs. And the second one that comes close is like some exorcism one that came out like in January, I think. And then my other favorite scene is when they had to crane her, not like a quick crane pull at her out of the tub. That just whole sequence of her grabbing the walls with her arms.
I was like, this bitch just turned into Spider-Woman. Like, what the fuck?
But the water was boiling too, dude. At the same time that's going on, clearly it's air jets bubbling it, but
yeah,
I think that scene was badass.
I think this movie was really great. I mean, it's a solid intro to the franchise. I actually rewatched the original and the remake the same night.
I haven't seen the remake yet.
Rewatching the original, it is so different in tone with Dead by Dawn. Dead by Dawn is just a pure slapstick movie. It's a slapstick horror comedy. But when you watch that original Evil Dead, it is very atmospheric and very creepy. It is. Yeah. It feels cold. It feels haunting. It feels lonely, isolated. And then when the movie builds up, and once you get that Cheryl incident in the trees, then the movie just picks up, and everything just goes off. And it's interesting to me that I equate that with the remake, because David in the remake was set up to be Ash, because he gets all those references also as Ash, because he even gets the montage. David in the remake?
The brother?
Yeah, the brother.
Oh shit! Yeah, I didn't know that.
Yeah, because like think about when he's like putting all this stuff together.
Why would they kill him off?
Because it was a bait and switch. Like they baited you, they switched you, and they made Mia Ash. What? That's why Mia picks up the chainsaw.
What do you want?
And now that I think about it, he looks like he could be like the one to carry the franchise on.
Mm-hmm.
Why? Oh, why wouldn't they do that? I mean, girl power.
Because it's Hollywood.
My fucking cat. Oh, this cat, man. This cat is definitely about to join us for this episode because he is whining his ass.
Yeah, I can hear that. I thought it was Aaron's cat for a minute. I was like, what the fuck?
No, dude, my cat.
This is what happens, bro. I got my daughter a fucking kitten. I've been trying to get rid of this bastard for a week.
Man. No, I cannot put the cat down. Jesus Christ. She pulls it up like Simba, too. My cat sounds like it's been smoking for 2 years and it meows.
Okay, back. I'm back in the New York groove. Yeah, Evil Dead. And let me just say this to all these fucking idiots out here. I'm not saying that I'm hoping that no idiots are tuning into R&Z Live right now. But I'm just saying this for the people that are going to see this video on YouTube. All you idiots out there that are screaming that Evil Dead is woke. What the fuck is wrong with y'all? Like, they saw a short-haired teenage girl in the movie. That's somebody waving in the background of Aaron's background. I don't know who that was.
That's my kid. My kid.
Oh, that's your little one.
Yeah.
Oh, your little. Listen, everybody's welcome then. Well, let me watch my language.
No,
let me watch my language in front of you.
She can't hear you. Don't worry about it. She can't hear you.
Okay, all right. So, all you fucking idiots who were talking shit about, Evil Dead being, what the fuck? Like, do y'all know how to go into movies and enjoy them for what they are? Like, y'all go into these Evil Dead movies and you're like, well, the acting was not Schindler's List, and the cinematography was not Gone with the Wind, and the aesthetic of the film was not the Postman with Kevin Costner and all this other shit. Like, please stop. You're going into going into an Evil Dead movie. I meant to say another Kevin Costner movie. I don't know what the fuck I was talking about.
That's where I was going with it. I was like, Dance with the Wolves, but you said the Postman? Like, what the fuck?
Oh, nigga, that's the one. That's the one.
Now you're
fuck y'all. Fuck y'all. Y'all call my bluff.
Right.
I said the Postman. Yeah. No, it definitely was Dances with Wolves where I was going with this shit. Nah, man, but people are going into the Evil Dead movie for the wrong things. Like, I'm glad that we know how to go into movies and turn our brains off where need be and expect certain things where we expect them at, man. There are people going into a lot of horror movies in particular with a lot of unrealistic expectations. Like, I feel like if you go into a movie like Evil Dead, don't go into it you can go into it with higher expectations than the Raimi trilogy and then the remake for the people that loved it. But don't go into it thinking that, the acting is going to be on some, Oscar-worthy shit. That's not what they're here for. They're here for exactly what they've been here for shock value, we do have a story here, believe it or not, but the shock value, the story, that book, that record, all the nostalgic things and then some is what we're going into it for. And people have just been, really, trashing this movie, and I had a fucking ball, man.
Really?
I didn't have really any, I didn't have any intentions on going into the movie, really expecting to be I was hype about it. I was hype for the movie, but I didn't think I was gonna I didn't jump and cringe because, like I said, the trailers pretty much showed a lot of the stuff, but it was still a good movie experience, man. It's one of the better horror movies that I've seen as of recently because it knows exactly what it is and it plays that shit to extremes.
Yeah.
And take that Jeepers Creepers Reborn. I'm not saying I'm not throwing no shade. I'm just saying.
No, I totally get you, man. I think so. I really feel I haven't really heard anyone talk shit about this film at all, but I'm not gonna. I totally agree with you that there are people talking shit about this film. The whole woke aspect thing is just fucking dumb to begin with. It really is. I think it's really people that are just using that now. Since that thing came, the whole woke thing came out, now they're just gonna use it because now there's a woman.
It's a buzzword.
Yeah, and I'm just like, are you kidding me? There's been women in lead action roles for years, prior to
for years.
woke. Prior to that, dude.
Talk about it.
And
Here's the thing, though. Here's the thing. I'm going to challenge that for a minute. Those women weren't top billing.
Yeah, okay. That's understandable. Completely understandable. But like,
What's up, Mike?
But no one's gonna care about the billing. All they care whether it's like the movie's good or not. But like now that the women are coming back into films again and taking leads again. But prior to 1930s, I believe, or 1920s, because that's when men started taking roles over. Prior to that, women were leads, in the beginning of the film industry, because that's what got people to the seats. And then men started taking over, and they had the longest run ever. And now women are coming back as leads. I hope their run is just as long as the men's.
That's why horror is so good, because the majority of the time it's women in the lead. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
That's why, and it's kind of like, fuck that it's like three men saying this. You know what I mean? Like, it's the optics of it that just like, oh, wait a minute. But I'm just saying, like, women in horror has been good to women. Maybe not for a long time, but yes, it is horror exploited? Yes, but women have always gotten that top billing in horror movies. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Now they're finally getting their top billing in action movies. Like, we all know Linda Hamilton was top billing in Terminator and T2, but it was Arnold that got top billing because he was a star. But we all know that was Linda Hamilton's movie. So Sigourney Weaver got the top billing in Aliens. So
she did.
Yeah.
I mean, people can say what they want about, it's three guys talking about the women in heart. Fuck that, man. Because like you said, it's been a thing. It's been a big thing. And, I feel like everybody, like, we've seen the bumbling, stumbling damsel in distress that's tripping and falling over every fucking thing that can't help herself. We're not rooting for her anymore. We've seen that. That day has come and passed. And the fact that we get these badass females, especially in horror movies, that we can root for, and they're just outshining everybody and just whooping ass, hell yeah. Like, of course we're on board for it. I feel like a lot of people that aren't on board for it are the motherfuckers that are just, listen, I'm sorry. Johnny, I burn bridges on this shit. That's the people with little dick energy. I'm sorry. That's the people with little dick energy who be like, what? Women can't do things? What do you mean a woman could lift up a rock? She can't do that. It's like, fuck you, man. You don't know shit about Ripley. You don't know shit about, Sarah Connor. You don't know shit about Laurie Strode and Sidney Prescott and everybody else. Fuck off, man. I hate Nancy
Jenny
Thompson. Everybody. We can listen. Is that an idea? We could do our like top final girls ever, like outside the box final girls in horror.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, well, I mean, like,
we don't have to just stick with the Laurie Strodes and the Ellen Ripleys and the Nancy Thompsons and the Sidney Prescotts and the Julie Jameses.
Yeah,
we can go crazy.
Yeah, you can include the whole entire cast of The Craft.
Ooh.
Am I wrong?
The Craft. Hold up, you mean the original, right?
Yeah, he was the original.
Of course.
Okay, yeah, because that legacy shit, I've tried it, man. I've tried it.
I haven't seen it, so I wouldn't
know. Oh man, we should do like a commentary on like a Friday or Saturday night or some shit for it. It is bad, and I can never watch it. I can never watch it all the way through. It is awful. Those girls. You know how the first four girls, the first core four in The Craft, they felt organic. They felt like they were friends by default. Yeah, they felt like they were friends by default. Like, okay, I gotta hang around you, but I'm going to learn to like it type of shit. And they grew to like each other and love each other. These girls in the new one, this is just some CW shit Blumhouse threw together and was like, yeah, we'll pick you and you and you and you as the black girl for affirmative action. Like, yeah, we got it. Like, nah, it's terrible. And then they try to bridge the gap.
What the fuck?
Oh god.
They try to bridge the gap between, they try to make it a legacy sequel, and it's bad. It's bad, and your boy David Duchovny's in there too.
Fuck up, really? Oh my god!
David Duchovny's in that motherfucker, man.
Holy shit!
And
he had
paycheck.
to pay. Exactly. He had
That
to
was
pay
a
like a light
paycheck
bill or
for
something.
sure. God damn. God damn, that's all bad. Yeah, I actually rediscovered an old movie that he was in '97 called Playing God, and I'm gonna fucking watch that shit, dude. Where he plays a mob doctor,
What the?
Timothy Hutton, and it's Angelina Jolie's in it also, in her very first role.
I thought Hackers is her first role.
No, yeah, you're right. It's Hackers, the Firefox, and then Playing God.
Okay.
So that would be the order. Because Hackers was 95, Firefox was 96,
Oh,
and
Lord.
I think Playing God was in 97.
Okay.
Terrible. Terrible.
I'm really sorry for this.
Lakers are down by 10, by the way.
Oh, well, thank you, Johnny, for sharing that fucking bit of depressing ass news after we went up 3-1 in the series.
Yeah, Josh playing. That's why. Josh playing.
Fuck.
What happened to LeBron?
I'm
What
going
happened to the greatest guy of all time?
Oh, shit.
Well,
Here we are.
I like how we took
Yeah,
a
we
detour on this.
well, it's in the second quarter, so we'll see. There's still time. Still
Yeah.
plenty of time.
It's fucking 40-27. Oh, never mind. It's it's 43-30. Why does my score keep changing up on my screen?
Because they just scored right now.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. This is they are a pain in our asses right now. John Morant's on steroids, and what's that other guy's name? I think he's just a drug. Dylan Brooks. I think he's just Dylan Bricks. I think he's just a fucking drug dealer. I think that motherfucker is just on the court to pay for the money that he owes a loan shark for laundering bricks or some shit. He doesn't fucking belong in the NBA. Can't stand Dylan Bricks, man.
Oh,
We
my God.
gotta close this shit out tonight.
Yeah.
We gotta close this shit out for real. Alright, I got this shit. Oh, Amy Sutherland is her, or Alyssa Sutherland is her name.
Yeah, isn't
Yeah.
she
From
Game of Thrones, right?
is she really? Oh, she is.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Is she really?
Oh,
Yeah,
wait.
She's
in.
She was in some other movie that was like last year, I think. If not,
She's in a lot of shit. She's in some shit called Vikings.
Oh, yeah. I remember the one on History Channel, right?
I think so. She's in Vikings with the guy who played David Spade's son in Grown Ups too.
Yeah, I have no
He's
idea.
got like the tiniest crustache I've ever seen. And he's actually coming back for Bad Boys 4. So that's that's
Bad
good news
Boys
for people.
4?
Yeah.
Oh, my
Oh, you did. Oh, you ain't know.
Why? No one asked for that. No one asked for
Listen.
that.
Listen, I've got a theory here.
This is gonna come back and bitch slaps the entire fucking. That's your villain.
If they
That's your villain.
don't make a reference to that, that's like a huge miss. That's a trouble.
They're not
If
gonna
they
make
make,
a reference to
if that is one thing I'm worried about. Like, are y'all
Not gonna
going to
do
make
it.
a reference?
No, they're not.
But
Yeah, I hope so.
my
I
theory
mean,
is
I don't say
this.
they are, but I am hoping they make a reference to it because that's just funny as fuck, dude. The bad guy slaps Marcus Barnett.
Y'all know who the bad guy is? The bad guy is multiple man from X-Men 3. I forgot his name. His name Eric Dane. He's in Euphoria. He's in the show Euphoria.
No,
Oh yeah.
I never
Eric
watched that show.
Yeah, Eric Dane. If you watch X-Men 3: The Last Stand, which a lot of people don't like, which I love and I'll defend until the day I die, he is the villain in Bad Boys 4. And I'm cool with that. Like my thing is, Bad Boys 4, like Aaron said, nobody asked for it. Now they set up Bad Boys, like in Bad Boys 3, they did set it up to where we could get a sequel with the sun and ammo and all that shit. That's cool. But Bad Boys 3 was way better than it had any business being, especially after like 12 years. And if Bad Boys 4 is corny, I don't care. Like, I'm cool with that because I got 3 movies in the trilogy that are fucking fire, back to back to back. Bad Boys 2 really is the Terminator 2 of that franchise because it's hard to top those action sequences. But Bad Boys 3 was really fucking good. So if Part 4 is bad, then it is what it is.
Dark Daddy 831 says Will Smith is going to be slapping theaters.
Oh my God.
Will is going to slap Martin and say, "Keep my name out your mouth," or Will's going to slap his son and say, "Keep your mama's name out your mouth."
Don't talk about your mama. Ever talk about your mama again?
Martin's gonna be like, "Damn, Gina." No, I was just gonna say, like, you know how they're gonna play that, right? Like, the son's gonna be part of the fucking FBI now, kind of like.
Of course.
Yeah, there was a movie that was like that. I totally forgot what movie, and I know we saw it within the last couple years or few years, but there was a movie where it was someone that they knew, if not, it was like a relative, and then they had to go undercover for them because they're part of that world, and it just a whole bunch of hijinks ensues. I'm trying to remember.
I'm wondering what it is. You know who was? If you can tell me one person that was in it, I can try to connect the dots here.
I don't. No, what was it? No, I guess I'm thinking of The Departed, because I think isn't Leo? Leo character was like part of something, and then they made him go undercover for the police.
It was with Chris Rock and Anthony Hopkins. Oh, yeah.
That's what's that movie with Chris Rock and Anthony Hopkins?
I think it's Bad Company or
Bad Company. Yeah, that's it. You're right. That's it. Bad Company actually was not. It was not a bad movie. It wasn't bad. It just wasn't like I thought that because Jerry Bruckheimer was producing it. I thought it was going to be like a lot more action. But I guess Chris Rock was like, "Listen, I'm a comedian and not a fucking action star. Y'all not going to be throwing me through windows."
Jerry
nailed it at 1 point. Fucking Caesar.
Again, Jerry Bruckheimer stumbled upon being a producer.
He said he stumbled upon being a producer.
Yeah.
Shots fucking fired at Jerry Bruckheimer, ladies and gentlemen. We burnt that fucking bridge. We're not getting Jerry Bruckheimer on this show. he said he fucking stumbled. Like that job just fell into his lap.
Because, anytime there's a Jerry Bruckheimer film, he does his shots a certain way, kind of like Sam Raimi. Like how Sam Raimi does his certain camera shots with his movies, Jerry Bruckheimer does the same thing too with like the certain enclosed ventilation shot, and then like it goes through, and then next you know you're in the room with everyone else.
Okay, Gary. Okay, so here's the thing, Gary. You're confusing Jerry Bruckheimer with Michael Bay.
No.
Yeah, because I watch a lot of Jerry Bruckheimer produced films, and a lot of those shots do not exist until you get to Michael Bay films.
No, but they're really prevalent in CSI Las Vegas, and Michael Bay has never directed
which is after Michael Bay.
Oh my god, bullshit.
Watch early Jerry Bruckheimer films; those shots do not exist until after Gone in 60 Seconds and Bad Boys and The Rock and Bad Boys for Life. You see that through line of that transitioning to CSI. But if you watch earlier Jerry Bruckheimer films, those shots don't exist.
All right.
Goddamn, hold on.
What?
Jerry Bruckheimer, man.
Oh my god. Is there anything else about Evil Dead you guys want to talk about? Or are you guys done talking about that?
That is fucking awesome. Jerry Bruckheimer is going to, if Jerry Bruckheimer ever sees this episode, he's going to be like, "Oh, really? but that'll be good. That's good promotion for all of us. If we got Jerry Bruckheimer on here, and he'll be like, "Well, what do you mean I don't know what I'm doing?"
Nah, Jerry
Come
Bruckheimer.
on, Jerry Bruckheimer. We would love to have you on the show, sir.
Yeah,
we would love to have.
Like, he's a really good producer. Like, he produces a lot of good stuff. You know, a lot of really good movies and a lot of good TV shows. They follow they can be very formulaic from time to time, though. He's not really a bad producer or anything like that. You know, it's like I tend to joke around that way a lot. The last one I did was Scott Adkins was a hack. So me and Johnny were in Paul were like filming some stuff, and me and Paul were like doing a fight scene, and I just said it just to be cheeky. I didn't mean it. Like, Scott Adkins is a really good fucking. He's a really good actor.
Said I didn't mean it.
I didn't mean it.
Dark Daddy, I'm gonna guess you're on the shitter. That's where I'm gonna guess you're at. He says, "Guess where I'm at." 2 points for the correct answer. I'm gonna guess you're on the shitter.
Oh Lord, I don't know if I want to guess.
No, you don't.
Oh, fucking stop! This fucking cat, man. I'm trying to tell you this. Ain't gonna be too long.
This cat's annoying. I tell you what.
Christ.
Let's see. What? There's another thing too. Did you see the Equalizer trailer?
Hell
No.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, I did.
No, I haven't.
You know, Robert McCall stabbed the motherfucker in his eyeball with a barrel of a revolver and shot this shit at the end of the trailer to give us the title card. Yes, absolutely. You goddamn right. I saw the Equalizer 3 trailer. You goddamn right. I saw that shit. I can't wait. And Dakota Fanning.
I need to watch the second one. I haven't watched the second one yet, so I need to watch the second one.
What?
Yeah.
Oh man. Like the dude from The Last of Us. What's that guy's name? Pedro Pascal. He's the villain in. It's not really a spoiler alert, but I'll let you see how it builds up to his reveal. But he's in. He's one of the leads in part 2, and I don't know if you're familiar with the dude who plays, I think he plays Raekwon. I don't know if you watched the Wu-Tang series. Was it the American Dream or the American Saga or some shit like that? Oh, god damn, what the fuck is this kid's name?
I don't watch that. It's not Joey Badass, right?
I can't remember this kid's name, man. He was in so much shit. Ashton Sanders is in Equalizer 2. And it's crazy because he was at the red carpet promoting his movie Moonlight, and Denzel was out there, I think, and he met Denzel for the first time, and he shook his hand, and he was like, yo, I might be doing a movie with you soon one day, and Denzel's like, I'll see you at work. I'll see you at work. And then that was him, and then they ended up in the fucking Equalizer 2 together. I'm like, man, talk about speaking shit into existence. That was major right there. Yeah, he said, I'll see you at work then, right. That was fire, but like Equalizer 2 is decent. I don't know if you'll like it better than the first one. I don't even know if I like it better than the first one.
I didn't really care for the first one. I didn't really care for it.
I like it.
I thought they could have done more with Chloe Grace Moretz's character. Like, I feel like she wasn't utilized properly, in my opinion.
Yeah,
Queen Latifah was amazing.
Yeah, she's too good of an actress, and they kind of gave her the whole. She's a prostitute. We're gonna run into her. We're gonna get her story, and then we're gonna write her off. She gets her ass beat, and then we gotta avenge what happens to her, type of thing. She doesn't come back in the second one, but for them to get Dakota Fanning in the third one, a lot of people are trying to tie this to Man on Fire, and I'm like, let's not do that. Let's let Man on Fire be its own thing. Creasy Bear died, and let's let that be that. But Dakota Fanning is back.
Speaking of which, have you ever seen the original Man on Fire with Scott Glenn?
I have not seen it.
I think that was done by Walter Hill. Apparently, it's supposed to be a lot more gritty than what we got.
What? The original Man on Fire?
Yeah.
See, it's a lot of these movies that I don't know are. This was 87. This came out.
Walter
And
Hill?
my man was in. Hold up. It says Man on Fire. It says 87. Scott Glenn. Scott Glenn. I never knew his name. That's the dude. Stop. I don't fucking stop. God damn, man. That's the dude. Scott Glenn, the one that plays Creasy in the original. That's the guy. What's the name? Roger from Training Day.
Yeah.
Where he's like, what am I supposed to do with this? Wipe my ass. Joe Pesci's in here. Brooke Adams. Jonathan Price. Whoa. Hold up now. This original Man on Fire might be something.
Yeah, some may say it's fire.
Michael, fucking stop. Yo, any of y'all want a cat?
I already got another one. I just got one.
Because I can't do this shit, man. This motherfucker, I was trying to do trailer reactions yesterday, and this motherfucker's crawling up my leg. He's under my tripod, on my table, in my pens, biting shit. I can't do it. And I want people to know on this show exactly how fucking stressed out I am.
You want to know something funny?
What is
So
it?
I
I hope it's funny.
No, well, not really then. No, so the cat that I got, some asshole left it on the side of the freeway, and so when I got home, we saw the cat come down from the side of the freeway, and we just all of a sudden it's like, guess what? I'm your guys' now, and I'm just like, shit. And I couldn't get rid of it because my mom and my kid wanted it, so I have a cat now. And it's same thing. It was a kitten, and it's gotten bigger, and it kept jumping on everything. A squirt bottle or super soaker is your best friend. They will learn so fast to knock shit on shit, dude. Every single time they get on the table, they get on the counter, I will just grab it, and he gets scared. He just gets off, and like I just hit it. And then
that's what
and it's
you little guy.
Yeah, just hit him with the squirt bottle, and then just over time, they'll know. They'll know if you let them go on certain things. They'll know. Okay, safe zone. Don't go on table. Go on table. I get wet. I don't want to get wet. You know, plain and simple.
Yeah, this dude, man. He keeps me up nights, man. I got it for my daughter. You know, I got a cat, and then the lady that had the litter of kittens, not literally, but she was like, yeah, we got to take these back because somebody paid for these. So I had to take the cats back. My daughter was all disappointed. She's like, yo, but you can have one of these other cats. So I got my daughter a new one. I surprised her with a new one. And this one is way fucking, this is the stripe of the gremlin. Like,
so
y'all know when
wait a minute. You had the creme de la creme of cats. You had to go take it back and they gave you a reject? A refurbished cat?
They gave me the fucking They gave me the evil one, and the crazy thing is, my sister got the brother. My sister got the brother that looks just like the cat that I had, but they got the good twin. I got the evil one. That's what I said. I got the stripe from Gremlins. Like this motherfucker's got the stripe, and he's all over the place, man. And he only sleeps when he's up under you, and you know he wants to be there, and he climbs up your leg, and it's like. I can't.
But it's a kitten, though. It's a kitten. They're babies, so they're gonna act like babies. Wait until that cat gets bigger, then it's gonna be like, nah, fuck you, just feed me.
I hope so, because this is one clingy fucker right here. This dude, I'm like, I can't deal with it.
Yeah.
I'm ready to get rid of it next week, but then. My daughter called today, and she's like, Daddy, can you FaceTime me with the cat? Let me see what the cat's doing. I'm like, fuck, I can't even get rid of it.
Yeah. Oh, trust me, dude. I've been there, dude. I've been there. My kid's the same way, too.
Man.
I was like, goddamn technology. I can't even get away with it. Sorry, the cat got sad and ran away. So.
Hey.
Like, God damn, man. Yeah, it's all bad. It's all bad. Go ahead.
Did you just toss it?
on the bed, like literally. But he keeps, like, I tossed him on the bed, but he just keeps He don't care. He don't give a fuck. He don't care. Don't care about nothing I got going on.
Again, it's a kitten, dude. They need attention at that age.
It's not that. It's all instincts too. They're born with certain instincts that just rivals other animals. So weird.
I'm about to just make like an infomercial and just post it on YouTube where we got the slow motion and the music and it's like, if you or anybody you know wants a fucking kitten that'll keep you up all night, it's like
Dark Daddy. He just says, my cats are assholes. They leave hair all over my clothes. They lay on my pillow and fuck with my shit and no one else.
They don't care, man.
They're marking their territory. See, that's what they're doing.
Go run around. Go ahead.
Oh, man. Not looking good. Okay, so you want to move on to our main topic.
Yeah, let's do it. Let's do it. Because I got time, but I don't have as much time as I normally do this evening. So let's do it. I think my list is very unsatisfactory. It is. My list is very weird, man. Like this was hard, but I feel like I didn't even pick the levels that I could have picked. Because I know you got some shit.
I think I got you there.
I know you got some shit.
I didn't. I'm totally unprepared.
So our topic is hardest video game levels that you played. So there's a video game level out there that you play that you found really difficult. Feel free to drop it in, and feel free to chime in, Aaron, if you have a hard level.
I have several hard fucking levels.
Okay, so you want here? I'll kick it off. This one always pisses me off because every time I go to the liquor store and I play this fucking game and I get to level 8, it's always the same motherfucker, no matter what. It's Zangief. It's Street Fighter 2 Turbo. And Zangief is a fucking hard fucking level. Don't at me. You know it's true. This motherfucker is OP to the max, dude. Like,
yo,
I get down to a quarter of his life, and all of a sudden he hits me with the power driver, and half my life is gone. Fuck that guy. Fuck him. How is Bison easier than Zangief?
Where he spins you around?
Yeah.
And power drives you? Yeah. Yeah. Zangief's a fucking asshole.
Quick, change the channel.
Oh my god, that was a classic line too from Zangief. Shout out to Andrew Byronarski. He's from Philly. Shout out to Andrew Byronarski. I don't know last names. But yeah, he was also Leatherface in Texas Chainsaw.
Which one?
2003.
2 or 3?
Texas Chainsaw. He was Andrew Barnard. Zangief was Texas Chainsaw 2003 and 2006. Yeah, he was the brute.
Corner his ass and sweep the legs. Put him in a body bag, John. Hey, that shit don't work, bro. Because once he does that spinning,
it ain't that easy,
dude. It's over. It's over. I try, dude. I try. You know,
it ain't that easy.
No,
it ain't that easy.
Dude. No, it ain't. He's easier on the home console than he is in arcade. Like, the kind of bullshit is this?
It's not going down. It's not going down.
Literally ate like $1.50 of quarters, bro. I'm like, dude, fuck this.
Zangief next to Sagat is probably the biggest like boss character you got to fight. Like Zangief is huge. Bison's pretty big, but like he's formidable. But Zangief and Sagat for me were always like even when you're playing the game, you're like, all right, yeah, I really got to put in some work because these motherfuckers are huge.
Yeah, Zangief is nothing to fuck with, dude. He is nothing to fuck with.
Not at all. Not at all.
He is not at all. All right, who wants to go next? Who's got a level?
I got one too. It's on the lines of you. I guess, like when it comes to fighting games. It's not necessarily a level, but it's more of a character, and that is Soul Calibur. The blind dude with the fucking scissor hands. It's like some name like Voldemort or Voldo or some bullshit like that.
Oh, Bobo.
Is it Voldo?
Bobo.
Soul Calibur was that word.
Actually, on my list too, but it's Soul Calibur 4, and I have Star Killer as mine.
Oh, Soul Calibur. Oh, Soul Calibur's so good, man. So good. I'm glad one of y'all mentioned that, or both of y'all mentioned
it. Was
that.
the guy,
that game is so good.
It was the guy that was blind, and he had like the scissor hands, and he does like this weird snake shit. Because he's the only one that's like the creepy weird guy, like in his fucking BDSM outfit, moving around, and I'm just like, what the fuck? And like everyone else, like you can tell like when they're gonna do shit because they're big, bulky, and it's like predates Dark Souls and shit, so you kind of got the hang of it. Volta, that dude, fuck no, man. He's like, and then goes between your legs like a fucking snake, fucking grabs you by your ankles, slams your face down to the ground, and you're out. Like, fuck this.
He's also the quickest out of all of them. He's also the quickest and the slipperiest out of all the fighting characters in that video game. Once you get to him, he is so slippery, but when you play him, you can't make him that slippery. Like, what the fuck?
Exactly, dude. Exactly. Like, she's
bullshit.
Taki's fast. Like, Taki's really, really fast, but she has this moment of, like, she loses stamina real fast after you do a swift attack, and then you kind of have to back up. That guy, no, dude. Like, slippery as a snake. Like, if he had a meme, he's like, I'm slippery like a snake. Yeah, you know? I'm just like, this fucking guy. Even with Ivy, with her big-ass titties and fucking throwing the long sword and going through the ground and everything, I still can't fucking defeat, what's-his-face with that. With her, dude. I'm like, fuck, man. But yeah, so that's one of my hard levels.
Romero?
I mean, I guess if we're going fighting games, I got a fighting game. I'll make it my number. I've only got 5.
Okay.
But I'll make this my number 5. It was my number 3, but I'll make it my number 5 since y'all mentioned 2 fighting games. My number 3 that I'm making my number 5 was Jade from Mortal Kombat 2. The original Mortal Kombat 2 on Sega Genesis, when Jade turns into a fucking... You remember when you couldn't see the television back in the day? Like when you had cable and there were certain cable channels you couldn't get? I don't know if y'all went through that, but I went through that. Yeah. And there were certain channels that you click on that you don't have, and the screen is all blurry and shit, and there's a bunch of colors, and it looks very like neon space station shit.
Those are all
Jade at 11 o'clock, bro. I mean, come on.
Yeah, those are the Skinemax.
We're all thinking it. I'm just going to say it. Like, we're all thinking it.
Oh, yeah, totally.
Listen, Jade hit that move, and you couldn't hit any projectiles at her. I don't know if they bounced off of Mataro, but they went through Jade. They did not do any damage. Jade had the staff. She was the only one in Mortal Kombat that really used weapons next to,
Melina.
Baraka used his arm swords a little bit. Melina used her size a little bit. Katana used her swords for certain quick 2-punch combos, but Jade was the one that pulled that staff out in Mortal Kombat 2.
She had her fan.
Which one?
Katana had her fan. She didn't have swords. She had a fan.
She had a sword for vitality.
Oh. Okay.
Katana had her fans. Jade had her staff. Melina had her size. She had those size, but Jade was the one in Mortal Kombat 2 that showcased her weapon. She set everybody up for Mortal Kombat 4. Yeah. When everybody just popped up with weapons you could just blatantly use in Mortal Kombat 4, Jade was doing that shit in Mortal Kombat 2. And you had to fight her in the pit, and she did that thing where you couldn't put any projectiles or do any damage to her, and she would absorb that shit or whatever she did. Jade was my frustration. It wasn't Shang Tsung. It wasn't Kintaro. Not Shang Tsung, because he wasn't in Mortal Kombat 2. It was Shao Kahn. You had to fight Jade, you had to fight Kintaro, then you had to fight Shao Kahn. It wasn't either of those two. It was Jade that was the fucking thorn in my side, and I loved her because Jade was I want to say she popped up in Mortal Kombat 1, like as a secret type of thing. Or no, that was Reptile. I'm sure.
Reptile.
That was Reptile. Yeah, but Jade, she was always like a pain in my ass to the point where I had to like her. So when she was able, like when you got to play with Jade in Ultimate Mortal Kombat 3, I was like, okay, we've earned this shit. But she was a pain in the ass in Part 2, hands down. Like there's no reason that you can absorb and block off, attacks and shit. It's just not fair. It just wasn't fair. But that's like Mortal Kombat. They cheat all the time. So fuck them. No disrespect to Midway, because I would no disrespect to Midway. I don't want to burn those bridges. I would love to play like Kai from Mortal Kombat 4 or some shit. I'll save my head for that. But yeah.
My next one is a level that's haunted me to this very fucking day, and I cannot beat it. Even on the easiest fucking mode. It's some bullshit. And it's on the Nintendo 64, and it is my favorite game of all time. It is GoldenEye 64 Aztec.
Yo, I've never beaten Aztec. Ever.
I don't think I've ever.
Aztec is hard.
Like the 5th level, dude.
Aztec is the one you gotta unlock. Aztec and the Egyptian board in campaign mode are the ones you have to unlock when you beat the shit in like 00 Agent. Like that is yo, he said Aztec.
Aztec was hard because there's only one body armor, and if you blow up the machine without getting the body armor, you burn the body armor, and there are a lot of things there that like all these motherfuckers just show up out of nowhere and just start blasting you with ARs. Like, what the fuck?
Is Aztec the one where Jaws is there?
Yes. He's the one with and he has the golden gun on top of that.
Yep. Yeah, that one, yo, Aztec is yo, man, that shit. Damn, I didn't even think of GoldenEye. And that's a classic with hard-ass levels to beat.
Yeah, there's a lot of levels there that I could have picked, but Aztec, for sure, is one that I could not even beat on Agent. I couldn't even beat on Secret Agent. Let alone
you gonna have to,
00, because if you play 00, that body armor is gone.
You have to put in the code for that. You have to put in the codes for like invincibility and unlimited armor and unlimited ammo, unlimited knives.
Yeah, but I couldn't play the level with those codes because I didn't even beat the fucking level. You have to beat the level in order to use those codes.
Yeah, man, it's fucking rough, bro. Aztec. I forgot about. I always thought Aztec was like a campfire story. Like I remember playing GoldenEye 24/7 when I got it, and they were like, "Yeah, did you know you could unlock this level?" And I'm like, "Bullshit! No, you can't. These levels already had enough trouble with the fucking facility and the library stacks." And what was it? It was another hard level.
That was a fun level.
The train was hard. The train was hard level, bro.
We gotta blow out the brakes and shit.
The RCP 90s and shit, like the train level and the jungle and the caverns used to throw me off. I used to hate that shit. But the Aztec, I never was worthy enough to experience it. I could never experience it.
Yeah.
Oh
Aztec,
my god.
It was probably one of the hardest levels there. Jaws is with the golden gun, one shot, you're dead. And then on top of that, after you blow up the computer, you have to go back and upload the virus to the space shuttle, which in turn are fucking 20 fucking NPCs with ARs shooting at you from every direction, and you only have like this much health. It's over. You're done. You're done. And
so what did they combine it? Would they combine that shit with Moonraker? Like the actual
that's the one where you get the lasers.
Shit like that?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, makes sense. Okay. Because the lasers, I always wanted the lasers in the campaign mode. I don't think you could get them unless you could unlock the Aztec board.
Yeah. Lasers.
Damn, now I want to play fucking GoldenEye. I think I got GoldenEye on my phone. I might play it later on tonight or something.
Nice.
and just get worked the fuck out in that one, because that's gonna be a hard one.
Yeah, so that's my number. That's my next one. Aaron, you up next or?
Yeah, I got one actually. So Titanfall 2, the final boss on the fucking ship, because one, they give the one fucking Titan an ability that no other Titan can fucking do, and that's fly. And so he's like, you're locking on target, you're firing your goddamn missiles, and he's like, just flies off to the side, and all your missiles go into the fucking abyss. Oh my god, dude! Like, I don't know how many people played Titanfall 1 and 2, but when 2 came out, it had a better story than the first one. Almost went kind of down the path of Destiny, but of course this was way before Destiny. But that last boss on the hard difficulty was ridiculous, because it's like the Titan, like that Titan is in the game and is not as strong as the final boss Titan should be. You know what I'm saying? Like it's a weaker Titan to a certain extent, but it's more agile. But like in the story mode, they give it to the ability to fly. So you're just like, you're throwing everything you have at it. You try all these different combinations, and it is so hard to take down, you know. And it just sucks though too, because like there's certain parts where like you can go and pick up like health, but once those are all depleted, you're just totally royally fucked. Just so fucked. And then the shitty part is like, they give you an opportunity to go pick up those cells, like the cells to recharge your Titan, but at the same time, it's like, haha, you have to choose. You either defend yourself or you go pick up the cells. Because if you try to go pick up the cells, guess who's shoving the sword right up your ass? The fucking Titan, dude. And I'm just like, I don't know. Hopefully other people that have played Titanfall knows what I'm talking about, but that final boss on the last one was just, it was a real pain in the ass. It was really hard. Like, you had to, you either have to go really defense heavily and try, you know, and just really, you know, protect yourself. And you have like you have to choose between that or a heavy gun that does high damage to try to take him out. And it's like one of those ones that give and take, and it's just tough, because it feels like he has like almost every ability as all the other Titans, and it just sucks. It was a really, really, really hard boss for me at the time, you know. So, but when I finally passed it, I literally almost threw my controller on the fucking ground like a fucking football, dude. I was like, yeah, take that, motherfucker. I was like, nah. But I stopped myself. I almost did, but I stopped myself. But yeah, if anyone gets a chance to play Titanfall 2, it's a really good game. It's a really good game. It's really fun. But yeah, that final boss on the hard difficulty was fucking nuts, man. There's been so many times where I grab my controller and I squeeze it so tight to the point where you hear it like starting to bend, and plastic doesn't bend. You know, so it's just
that's those frustrating moments right there when you hear the damage you might possibly do to the controller. Mm-hmm. That shit is real. You start to hear that shit squeak. Yeah.
Or you start hearing the shit rattle inside, like, oh shit. Yeah.
Exactly. Actually, my
that's bad, man.
Is the one that's rattling right now. I know exactly what you mean, man. Yeah, so that's one of them for me.
Oh God, man.
All right, Romero, you up?
What number are we on?
4.
Okay, I'm gonna just get this out the way. My number 4. Let's skip the pleasantries and get right into it. My fucking cat just knocked my book over. Whatever. What is it called? I just can't wait to be king. The Lion King, Sega Genesis. That's my number. That's my number. Fuck. Listen, I'm not gonna say fuck Disney. We don't want to burn that bridge on the show. But fuck whoever designed that board, because there are moments where you think you got it, you jumping up giraffes' heads and sliding down their snouts and riding on rhinos, and the monkeys throw you in place, and they throw you this way, and they throw you in the nest, and the ostrich you gotta ride on, and all this other shit. But then one small mishap, and
you're back to the beginning.
Everything over again. And I can't tell y'all how many headaches, how many days of anguish I spent on that fucking board. And then it's like, it's supposed to be a joyous moment, because in the movie, like, I remember going, like, when I saw The Lion King, it's like, that was a great song. And they've got the theme song on the level that as soon as it starts, you're like, oh my God, I remember this from the movie. And you start playing the game, and then it's like, I don't remember all of this. Like, I didn't know you had to do all of this. I thought we could just watch him transition into all of these different animals, and they take him where he needs to go. No, they're going to put you through the fucking ringer. I hate that fucking board. That was the board that I had to look in the back in the day. I think it was like in the Tips and Tricks magazine, and I had to find the codes to just get past the levels, because I'm like, I can't do this. I can't do it like that. And like around the same time, I was playing The Lion King and Toy Story, and I remember specifically looking up codes for those two games, because I'm like, I can't do this. I can't do this alone. I can't do this without any codes, and I'm not even going to do it. And then when I beat when I had the codes to beat that board, I think it was the board where I had to fight the hyenas, and I still couldn't beat that shit. That wasn't as bad, but the shit that came after, it's like, this ain't no better. Like, it's not. That can't wait to be king shit. No.
I totally agree, because that second level is on some bullshit, man. It's on some bullshit, for real.
I haven't played The Lion King, but I still feel your sentiment, because I couldn't even get past the first fucking level in Aladdin, because those games are so fucking hard.
That's
really, you couldn't pass the first level of Aladdin?
It's a platform.
Aladdin's got some levels.
Yeah, dude. It's prior to Prince of Persia, dude. If not, it gave me the idea of Prince of Persia.
To me,
prior to Prince of Persia,
I got to the dungeon, and that's the only part that I couldn't beat, and that's like level 5.
I don't know. I was like, all other games on the Genesis, fine. Sonic, fine. Like, a lot of those games, I was okay with, but for some reason, Aladdin, it was just. Even Earthworm Jim, I was decent in. Like, I was able to get past certain levels, but fucking Aladdin.
I should have put that on. I should have put one of those on my list. I forgot all about Earthworm Jim. That was another headache-inducing game. That shit used to give me headaches up and down the board.
Earthworm Jim was fun. I never got frustrated in Earthworm Jim, dude.
I love that game, but it's like it was just too many creatures. Like that was that a dog or like a scrambled, that thing where you're climbing again, like along the ropes, that thing that's down below, is that a junkyard alien dog? Or that shit used to kill me, man. That shit will latch onto you and swing you around. Damn, are we getting an Earthworm Jim live action movie? Would y'all watch that?
I would, but
it has to be animated.
I don't.
Got to be all CG. It got to be all CG. Fuck the Sonic the Hedgehog shit where we've got live action. It's got to be all CG like Super Mario Brothers. It's got to be, and it's got to be as like raunchy as like Ren and Stimpy and Our Real Monsters type.
You know what? I would love to see a fucking Boogerman cartoon series.
That'd be good. I would watch Toe Jam and Earl.
That's coming. That's on the way. Steph Curry, I don't know if y'all are super crazy about Steph Curry. His company is producing a live-action CG version of Toe Jam and Earl. I've been waiting on that for centuries, since the first one. I'm waiting on it. I'm waiting on that movie. That's going to be amazing. I don't know like when it's coming out, but that's going to be fucking great. All right, what
Okay.
We on.
Number 3. So my number 3 is another arcade video game, and it's a shoot 'em up. This one, I spent countless hours trying to beat this fucking level, and I just could never fucking beat it. And it pisses me off to this fucking very day because it was so simple. All I had to do was just shoot the fucking helicopter wings, and I didn't do that. I'm a fucking idiot. Lethal Enforcers, the final level, the chemical plant. I could never beat that motherfucking level. I could beat Chinatown. I could beat the heist. I could beat the bank robbery, but I can't beat the fucking chemical plant? That is on some
I thought you were about to say
bullshit, man.
Terminator 2.
Oh, the Terminator 2 is even worse. The fact that I don't even have that one on here is kind of...
Lethal Enforcers. Oh,
Yeah.
Oh, I remember this game. I remember this game. Yo,
Spent countless
that's
hours, dude. Countless hours trying to fucking beat that
he
motherfucking
said
level.
he said he couldn't beat the helicopter. Yo, I remember that shit. This was they didn't make a movie of this?
They did. It's called Lethal Weapon. Yeah, Lethal Weapon, the chemical plant.
Yo.
I fuck that level. Like, everything is good up until you get to the helicopter, then the helicopter just starts shooting heat-seeking missiles at you, and then it just starts rattling off its minigun, and it's just like, God damn, dude, like, what the fuck? I think I dropped like at least $5 in quarters trying to beat that fucking level. And I go back to my mom and say, I want more quarters. Like, no, time to go.
Yeah, that's the worst when you realize that your time has come to an end.
Yeah. Like, God damn, I just need to beat this level. I need to beat this level. Nope. Time to go. Let's go. And I've gone to like retro arcade conventions. That game is always missing. I can never find that fucking game for whatever fucking reason. Can never find that game.
Start telling people, like, look, what the fuck happened to these? We need to start a movement where we're like, okay, what happened to these beloved video games that, you know, nobody's talking about?
Arcade One Up, like, release this arcade cabinet. That's what you need to do. Arcade One Up. Release this arcade cabinet.
They had cutscenes on here and everything. Like, when they say the credit 00 thing, they had cutscenes of, like, this looked like a big deal back in the day.
Yeah, and also, too, it was one of the first ones that actually had, like, the revolver the revolver guns instead of the Glocks. It was really nice.
They got the same. They got the same bullet count as the Die Hard trilogy games had. It was like you had was that Die Hard trilogy where you had the revolver? Was it Die Hard trilogy or was it?
Die Hard trilogy. That's actually on the list.
Is it really?
Yeah, it's on the list.
I almost put it on my list too, but I was like, no. I think I did pretty good. I had it on Sega Saturn, so I was like, I think I did pretty good with Die Hard trilogy, except when it came to Die Hard with a Vengeance.
Yeah, that's the one that's on the list. That's the one that's on the list.
Yo,
that's the one that's on the list.
Yo, that one, oh my god, man, that was a pain in my ass too. Good
yeah,
Lord.
chemical plant for Lethal Enforcers, dude. Fuck that level. But I know how to beat it now, so if I find it, I just got to be disciplined and just aim for what I need to aim for. But yeah, that's it. Aaron, are you next?
Yeah. Legend of Zelda: Ocarina of Time. Till this day, I still haven't beaten it. Ganon, the final boss.
Oh, Legend of Zelda. And that was on what, 64? Yeah. That was on Nintendo 64, right?
64.
That game,
by far, one of the best Zelda games I've ever played. And I was a huge Zelda fan, like a huge Zelda fan. And like I even wanted to get the Triforce tattooed on me, but like ever since after Majora's Mask, I fell off, and I haven't really played a lot or any of the newer Zelda games after that. I think the last one is the one where I think A Link to the Past on the Game Boy Advance, and then I think that was it. I think it was the last Zelda game that I played. But yeah, the Ocarina of Time on Nintendo 64, like that, I couldn't at the time. I just couldn't beat Ganon. Like I grinded pretty hard. I was the same thing too. Nintendo Power, tips and tricks, where to get all the fucking items, all this stuff, but just for some reason I just could not time killing Ganon, dude. I just couldn't. Yeah, it was very, very frustrating. And at the time, I didn't know. I think I didn't really I knew how to control my anger back then, but so it wasn't really like having to break my controllers or anything like that. So I never got that. It was always the I'm gonna put it down. I'm gonna put it down.
Better than me.
Huh?
You're better than me, dude, because I fucking tossed my fucking controller across the room, dude.
No, I didn't start doing that until Xbox came out, dude. When Xbox came out, that's when shit was flying. But back then, it was just you know what? Because it always worked for me in the past of put the controller down, don't play for X amount of weeks, and then come back to it. Because that's how I got through Ocarina of Time.
I admire your patience.
Yeah, that's how I got through Ocarina of Time.
Used to be ready to brash that fucking controller. Fuck! God damn this shit.
Yeah, and then it was the Ocarina of Time and Donkey Kong. Donkey Kong 64. There was a lot of levels in there too that were very frustrating, but it always
that's another good one.
Down the controller, come back to it later, able to beat that game, but fucking Ocarina of Time was the only one I couldn't beat Ganon, dude. It was a good game. It was fun to play. The story was really great. I like how they incorporated the controller with the musical aspect of it. It was a really good game, but yeah, till this day, man, I still haven't beat Ganon at all.
You got to see Link. You got to see Link grow up, playing that game. That is probably it is the best Zelda game that I've played, and I wasn't really even a big Zelda fan, but I remember my brother getting the Ocarina of Time, and while I was more so the weird gamer, I remember when he would sit every weekend and play that shit from the moment we got up. And he wouldn't go outside to play on the weekends. I would go outside, but I would come back and he's playing that fucking game. He was with the RPG shits like that, Resident Evil, and the games where you had to, put shit together to make maps and figure out revelations and shit. And I remember I played it one time, and I'm like, yo, this is actually pretty addictive. I was a Super Mario 64 dude, but I'm like, this has way more story to it, but it's way more complicated in return. It's way more complicated than a Super Mario Brothers game. That's why I just gave up. The Zelda shit, I understood it wasn't for me. It's like me trying to play Final Fantasy. I ain't gonna make it.
Yeah.
I ain't gonna make it through it. But yeah.
Yeah.
Zelda, I wouldn't even thought to put that on the list. That's a good one.
Yeah.
Are we getting a live-action Zelda movie or no?
Not that I'm aware of. No. I really don't know.
I think it's about time, man. I feel like Mario and Sonic have opened up the doors for the little guys. I think that we need that. We need a Zelda. We need a Zelda. We need a Crash Bandicoot. We need the Toe Jam and Earl. We need Yo Noid, Arrow the Acrobat. We need Spot. Spot goes to Hollywood. The 7-Up mascot. We need him too.
Fucking Crash Bandicoot would be a great cartoon series. That would
Absolutely.
be a great Saturday morning cartoon series.
Yeah, we need the little guys. We even need Nights into Dreams. I don't know how many people remember that from Sega Saturn. The motherfucker that's in the purple jester outfit that's riding around, flying around and shit. I don't know if it's as popular, but I don't know.
No, Knights of the Zodiac, that anime, I think is coming to action. It's coming to theaters pretty soon, but it's from, I want to say, either Japan or China.
Oh, this game?
What game?
What?
Nights into Dreams? Okay, yeah, I remember this.
Yeah.
Oh, is that the guy that was
on Sega Saturn with the they're in the purple onesie with the jester ears and shit.
I remember that. You fly through?
Yeah.
I know that game was.
You fly through all those ribbon rings and shit.
Yeah, that game was huge back on the Sega Dreamcast. I remember. I think there was one for the Dreamcast, and I remember that game being pretty big, along with Sonic.
Yeah, I remember this. Yeah, I remember seeing this all over the place.
All right, Romero, you're next. What's your next level?
What are we on, number 3?
Yes, you're number 3.
I am continuing on with my weirdness on my list. My number 3 is Dark Carnival, aka Concert on Left 4 Dead 2. Now, I don't know how many of y'all have played Left 4 Dead, but they decided to make a sequel called Left 4 Dead 2. And what you do is they have a campaign mode, and there's about four different levels you have to do on the campaign, on each campaign mode. Each campaign is a different scenario. And at the end of this one carnival campaign, Dark Carnival, the finale is the concert. This is some of the most nerve-wracking shit that I've ever went through playing a game. Like, now, I'm all for this game. It's a zombie shoot 'em up. It's first person, and I'm like, okay. The only difference is it's not like Resident Evil. This is Call of Duty, like when you get to level 8 right away. The zombies are running. They are triggered by sound. If you make the slightest sound, if you set off a car alarm, when you throw pipe bombs, they are attracted to noise. They will swarm you, and there's different mutations. So when you get to this carnival, this concert, this finale, you have to survive long enough so that the helicopter comes to rescue you and the other 3 people you're with. Now,
I remember this. I played this with my stepkid on Xbox,
man. Yo, and you gotta sound off the music. You gotta sound off the music and the fireworks. And when you do that, all the zombies come rushing towards the stage. Now, what I tried to do when I first played this, I'm like, all right, I'm gonna throw barrels of gasoline here. I'm going to throw barrels of gasoline there. You go up in that and you snipe from the rooftop or the high rise, and you go right there and you play the microphone so that the sound attracts them over here. And I had a foolproof plan and ended up playing this shit like 10 times over just trying to beat this shit because it's so difficult, man. There's zombies everywhere.
Never goes according to plan.
Never. It's the classic zombie movie scenario when motherfuckers go to get gas or try to escape. It is exactly that shit every single time until you decide to beat the game. And the fact that it's the last level, like me personally, I'm the type of person whether I'm playing with somebody online, whether I'm playing with somebody next to me, or playing against the computer, or playing with the computer, there are times where at the finale somebody's down. So there were times where I was going to that helicopter, everything's out the way. And all 3 of us are on the helicopter, but that 4th person is down. That 4th person is down, like shooting the gun, shooting the zombies. Help, help. I'm going to run back. Strength in numbers. I want everybody to survive. And then when I run back, we all fucking die. And that is one of the most frustrating parts of that entire, like, that Dark Carnival finale is so insane. And the fact that the rock music is playing and the zombies are dressed like clowns and they're dressed like people that worked at the carnival, that's one of the worst and hardest levels like ever in any zombie game I've ever played in my entire life. I almost put the farmhouse finale from Left 4 Dead 1. That's easy. I watch a lot of Night of the Living Dead, so I know I'm going to throw this canister by the front door, I'm going to throw these Molotovs this way, I'm going to throw these Molotovs that way, but that concert stage in Left 4 Dead 2 is just nightmare fuel to get past, man. Like, it took me so many tries to get past that shit. And I gave up at some point. I didn't even want to play it. I was about to give it back to the person who the game belonged to. I was like, listen, I don't even want this shit anymore. Take this shit, bro. Don't even worry about it no more. But that's that was my number 3, was that Dark Carnival / concert Left 4 Dead 2. Still waiting for them to make a Left 4 Dead movie.
Yeah, they did.
Not saying no name, Zack Snyder. Not saying no name, Zack Snyder.
It's called Army of Dead, bro. Come on.
I know, but like Zack Snyder is planning on following up that with, like, I think World of the Dead or something. And it's like, listen, if you don't have a big ass critters ball of zombies in the next one, I don't even want it. Like, I need a big ass, I need a Critters ball of zombies.
That'd be fire. That'd be fucking fire. That'd be fire.
What? I need a Critters ball of zombies. I think they did that in the movie the Train to Busan sequel, Peninsula. They were in some type of like battle royale type of situation where they had a big. I never watched it in full, but I saw it in the trailer. I'm scared to watch Peninsula because Train to Busan doesn't need a sequel.
It doesn't. It really doesn't.
At all, bro.
So my next one is a game that is very notorious for being the hardest game on the Nintendo, the regular Nintendo. And if you beat this fucking video game, you separated yourself from boys, men to God tier. Because I only know one person that's ever beaten this game in my life. I mean, I'm pretty sure there are people, but everyone that I know that had this video game in their collection always got stuck at level 3. And I am talking about Battletoads Turbo Tunnel.
Ooh,
if you beat that fucking level on the first try, use the man. I don't give a fuck. Use the motherfucking man.
I said use the man.
Use the motherfucking man, dude, because let me tell you, we took turns trying to beat that motherfucking level. And we never did. One time, we beat it by accident, and we got to the Arctic level, and we fucking died immediately. And had to start all over again.
He said, use the man.
Turbo Tunnel. I mean, Battletoads in general could be this whole fucking list, but I never fucking played any of the levels because I always got stuck at Turbo Tunnel, and I cannot for the life of me beat that fucking level, mainly because my thumbs are too fat to like move the fucking controller. But still, man, that shit was hard, man. I'm gonna fuck with anyone.
Battletoads was like the Ninja Turtles 2.0 back in the day. I used to like Battletoads. I used to have the toys and everything.
Yeah, but that fucking game, dude, fuck that game, dude. Battletoads 2 is not as bad, but Battletoads, the original, is really fucking hard, man. It really is. It's a hard fucking game, dude. I fucking hate that game with a passion.
They knew they were a ripoff, so they had to give you your money's worth as far as the competition goes. Yeah, they had to give you your competition. They're like, listen, we can't just make this a walk in the park for you, sir.
Yeah.
Battletoads. I wonder if they would ever make a movie of that. I don't think they would.
That would be badass, but yeah, you're right. I don't think they would. Hold on,
Battletoads versus Double Dragon was actually a badass video game.
There's a game of that?
Yeah, you never played that? It was for the I think for the Super.
I've never played that.
That's
yep.
Actually a really fun game.
Oh yeah.
Battletoads
versus Double Dragon. Yep. How the fuck did they come up with this?
Midway, bro. Midway. Like, oh no, I think Konami. I think it was Konami. Like, yeah, let's just combine these two.
they called each other up one day, like, yeah, what you doing, yeah? Like Midway called up Konami, like, what you doing, man?
We both,
you want to combine these games?
Like, we both have two shitty games, man. Let's just combine and make one big shitty game.
I know, right? It's like, hey, guess what? We got this great proposition. We're about to make
the logo's fire though. Like the Battletoad on the one side and the dragon on the other side. The logo's fire for this shit, though.
Yeah, I think it was only for SNES. I don't think it was for the Sega, but I think it was for the Super. I never had a Super. I always had a Sega. I was always a Sega kid. I was the weird one that had a Sega. Everyone in my group of friends at that time all had Supers. I was the only one that had a Sega.
What you come on now? Yeah,
at the time when I grew up.
We in here. No, we in here. I didn't I was so accustomed to my Sega, I didn't want a Super Nintendo. Like I played a Super Nintendo. My stepdad had one at his crib, and we used to play like Yoshi's Island, Super Mario World, and Killer Instinct. But my Sega, first of all, I need my foundation. I need my Sonic games. I'm a Sonic guy. I'm a Sonic over Super Mario I'm a Sega over Nintendo guy, so I needed all my Sonic games. But I always liked all the weird shit. I wanted the Sega Genesis, I wanted the Sega Saturn, I wanted the Sega Dreamcast, the Nintendo 64. I wanted all the weird shit. All the weird shit.
Never had a Saturn. I had a Sega CD for like a while.
The Saturn was a gem, bruh. That was the introduction to Need for Speed.
Yeah. What was it? I think it was Echo the Dolphin.
Echo the Dolphin.
If you could figure out how to beat that fucking god-awful, crazy-ass maze of that first level, dude, good luck to you, man, because I do not. I was stuck there for, like, ever.
I used to Echo the Dolphin, and I think it was just for the effects at some point in my life, because after a while, I understood I can't beat this shit. I don't think I beat the first board, or maybe if I did beat the first board, I didn't beat the second board. But Echo the Dolphin, I didn't get far in because I don't know what the fuck the plot is for that shit to get done. Like,
the dolphin taking on a xenomorph. That's what it is.
You swim and you send out sonic waves to other animals to talk, and I don't know, man. I don't know. I don't know what the fuck.
Flipper should have took that deal.
It's like, I don't know what that.
Yeah. So I was.
Aaron, you're up next.
I was the spoiled brat to a certain extent growing up. So I had the Nintendo, the NES, and the Genesis in my room all at once growing up. And all the kids in my apartment would come over to my house and we would all play on there. But the rich white kid, the apartment that lived above me, he had the original Nintendo and original Sega Genesis, the one straight directly from Japan. Like their consoles were completely different from the American consoles. So I was just like, okay, it's still cool. They still played each other's games, which was really cool. But yeah, this is gonna be my last one because I got to get going. But so I got a couple of them, so I'm gonna rifle them off. So the first one that was difficult, even with two people, because it was me and my cousin, is gonna be Team Ninja Turtles, the ones on the original NES. Baxter was extremely hard to get through, and also Brain was also hard to get through. Them two were like, I know it's like they were kind of like one right after the other to a certain extent. If not, I think there might have been another mid boss between them. But those two guys were actually really hard because I remember me and my cousin, us getting up to Baxter more than we ever have gone to Brain. And I know we've gotten to Brain like maybe once or twice. But yeah, you know, Baxter was the Fly was a really hard one. Bebop, Rocksteady, not super hard, but they were fun to fight against. Shredder, the fucking cakewalk, and he's supposed to be the main villain, you know. But Brain,
I think Baxter, when he's flying, when he's in the ship, he's easier. But when he's the flying turtles in time, he's a little bit harder. When you face Bebop and Rocksteady at the same time as one person, that shit sucks.
Yeah,
that sucks.
Yeah,
that fucking sucks.
Yeah, lucky for me, I had my cousin, so we were able to, you know, at least like go gain up on one, if not like take one on each other, like one-on-one, you know, with them and stuff. So at least there was that. And then my final entry is a twofer. It is both Halo series and the Call of Duty series, both on veteran and legendary difficulty. That shit on that level difficulty is a fucking nightmare that will make you want to pull your hair. There have been times, especially on the Xbox 360, a Halo 3, man, countless times. I broke a controller. That's the one time I've actually broken a controller was Halo 3, dude. And just tossing it at my entertainment center. My grandma being like, "What the hell are you doing?" Sorry, Grandma.
Halo,
you know,
I second that motion. Halo, listen, spoiler alert, Halo's on my list. So I'm glad somebody else shared. Listen, when I got Halo 1 for the original Xbox, I'm like, this is probably my favorite first-person shooter.
It was fun.
But then to get invested in that shit and get invested in the story, to get frustrated when you can't beat certain levels, oh God, it was a whole different level.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Three was
because
3 was
the fucking needlers, dude. Like the first needle hits and you already fucking explode, and then the rest of them hit your goddamn body, and you just explode even more. And you're like, what the fuck? The thing grazed my fucking pinky toe, and I go down like a bitch. The same thing in Call of Duty. Same thing in Call of Duty. You just stick your pinky toe out, motherfucker, across the fucking map with a sniper rifle, shoots you in your pinky toe, and you're down. You're already like trying to hide, like hobble back to safety so you can revive yourself. Like what the fuck, man? What sucks though too, especially with the Call of Duty ones, is that unlike Halo will put you back in a safe spot to a certain extent unless it glitched. So when Halo glitches, it's like Call of Duty non-glitching in a sense that wherever you last save, you'll respawn, and the moment you take the first shot, you're already dead, and then it forces you to replay the fucking level all over again to get back to that same checkpoint, but you have to find a different spot to fucking save. Otherwise, if you don't, every time you respawn, you get shot and you die, and it's just aggravating. So fucking aggravating, dude. Yeah. So that's my final thought. Like those are mine. I'm out. I got some stuff I gotta take care of. But again, thank you guys for having me on. It was nice talking to you guys. Until next time.
For sure, bro.
For another movie that we talk about. Hopefully I'll be able to do it with you guys.
All right, man. I'll see you next Tuesday.
Bro. All right. See you next Tuesday. Wait. Oh yeah, that's right. Next Tuesday. Hey, yeah, and you're gonna catch me when I do a new part of the fucking workout program too. Fuck, man. All right, man. Later.
All right, thanks, man.
All right, bro.
All right, you're up next.
What are we on? 4?
2. You're on 2.
Oh,
you're on 2.
2. All right, so my number 2, to piggyback off of what Aaron was talking about, my number 2 is the flood level on Halo 1. Now, I don't know what the level is called, but I know it's is it Halo 1 or Halo 2? I want to say Halo 1 when the flood are introduced.
Yeah, it's Halo 1.
Yeah. When Master Chief and the crew go into that ship and they see all the dead bodies and, you know, they're trying to figure out what's going on, and then those they're the equivalent to the Halo universe face huggers. Those little fuckers come out from the ceiling, they come out of the walls, and then the big ones come that are filled up with the little fuckers, and then they jump into the bodies of the people that are dead, and then they resurrect them, and then these dudes run around with shotguns. They run around with shotguns and SMGs and pistols, and they kill you while they're possessed by these parasites. And when I first played, I used to lose that level. I'm not gonna lie, that level was hard to beat. But I'm about to admit something on RNZ Live. I used to lose that level on purpose before I used to beat it, because I'm like, this is my zombie movie game right here. Like this is before Left 4 Dead, bro. This is before Left 4 Dead. So I'm like, listen, if I gotta die, it's frustrating, but I want to live through that again when we first go into that shit and all that shit starts to happen all over again. But other than that, that shit is terrible, man. Like that, like they jump into other people's bodies.
Yeah,
they jump into people's bodies and bring them back to life, and they're able to fire guns, and they're running. They're not like walking; they're running towards you, firing shotguns with one hand, and they'll kill you with one shot of the shotgun if you're close enough. And then they wipe your whole team out, and then like you hear the shit scrambling over the radio. It's a horror movie sequence. I love that board, but I probably spent like a good week, not a week total, but almost a week, like a couple days trying to beat the flood on that original Halo game, man. That was insane. And I still don't know, like, yeah, I gotta finish the TV series. I don't know if the flood is in the TV series in season 1. I hope it is. Okay, good.
Yes. It is.
All the more reason for me to finish it. I know you're not a big fan of what they did with Master Chief, but I have to finish that series, bro. I have to.
Yeah.
As a fan, I have to.
I haven't. I got to the pilot and I watched the second episode and I was like, ugh, I don't know, dude.
Yeah,
I
I got as far as it was a little different, and it was a slow burn. I got as far as like the third episode, but I'm gonna watch the third episode again. I started doing like commentary for the first two, but I think I don't think I'm gonna follow through with the commentary. I think I'm gonna just watch it on my own and just like try to enjoy it that way. But I know they took some liberties, but Steven Spielberg was overseeing the project, so I mean that's got to count something.
I was not closely enough. Not closely enough.
Shit. Oh man, yo, we're getting blown the fuck out right now. It's like 101 to 7. Oh wait, what's the score? I can't even fucking see.
Yeah,
it's 101 to 79.
Yeah.
Whew. Yeah.
John Morant going the fuck off, dude. Awesome bullshit.
I don't know, man. I don't know, man. They're not going down without a fight. I like it. Make it interesting.
If this was a 5-game series, this would be over by now. I hate that they made this a 4-game series, a 7-game series.
I wanted them to gentleman sweep these motherfuckers, but the Grizzlies they're not soft, man. They're not soft. Like all the Dylan Brooks shit aside, and John Morant thinking he's in, Boys in the Hood Part 2 and shit. Like that's all that shit aside. These young boys
he's in the Hood. He saw Belly, bro, and thought he was Tommy Buns. That's who the fuck he thinks he is.
Yeah, you in the club under sensual lighting, holding somebody else's gun. It's like, what the fuck is wrong with you, kiddo? I was hoping he got his shit together. He's like 23. He's still a kid, man. He's got his whole career ahead of him. He's got his entire career ahead of him. It's a mess.
Wow.
But that was
number 2.
Bro.
All right, so I'm gonna go with. I'm just gonna go with this because this game just pisses me off every time I think about it. And it's for the Super, and it's Super Ghouls and Ghoul. It's Super Ghouls and Goblins, level 1. I can't pass that fucking first level. Fuck that game.
Shit.
You want to talk about fucking throwing a fucking fit and throwing your controllers across the room? That's the game that made me do that shit. I threw the SNES controller at the wall and broke it. I'm like, fuck this game.
Yo, Super Ghouls and Ghosts. That was like the sequel to like Ghosts and Goblins.
Yeah.
I remember that shit. And I never could beat Ghosts and Goblins, so I didn't really bother too much with Super Ghouls and Ghosts because I didn't think I was built for that shit. Super Ghouls and Ghosts is like, it's the video game equivalent of, you ever seen that movie, The Spookies?
Yeah. Weird fucking movie.
It's the Spookies, bro. Damn, Super Ghouls and... I didn't think he was going to say that shit. You never cease to amaze me. You never cease to amaze me.
I had a couple others that I could have put on here, dude. Like, I had Wolfenstein, The Courthouse Escape. I had Silent Hill, The Hospital. I had Die Hard with a Vengeance, Harlem. And then I had Star Fox 64, Area 6. Wow.
Star Fox 64. That's another one that they're hoping Super Mario Brothers, like they said that it did so good that maybe we'll open up the door for, like Super Smash Brothers movies and Star Fox. I need Star Fox. I need that game or that movie. I need that movie.
Yeah, that'd be a fire movie. That'd be a fire movie. But yeah,
God,
Super Ghouls and Goblins, bro.
Super Ghouls and Ghosts.
Fuck that game, dude. Fuck that game. Fuck that level. And on top of that, the game, the game trolls you too. When you beat it, you have to beat the game on hard. You have to beat it and then get the real ending by beating it on hard. Fuck you. I'm good with the fake ending. I don't need to fucking do that. If I can even get to the fake ending. Fuck that game, dude.
Ghosts, like, hold up. Super Ghouls and Ghosts. Yo, I remember they used to play this shit all the time. You remember Nick Arcade? I don't know if I'm going too far back for our viewers out there, but you remember Nick Arcade? Like they always Super Ghouls and Ghosts was always a pick on Nick Arcade. Like I remember that dude. I don't know what that host name was. Who was that dude? He reminded me of Zach from Power Rangers. Like I don't know if it's just because I was just watching the Netflix series, the Power Rangers shit that they dropped. But he always, it was always Super Ghouls and Ghosts. It was always El Viento. It was always Sonic the Hedgehog. I want to say Green Dog was always on there too. It was a bunch of ones that was on Nick Arcade back in the day. We don't get fucking shows like that anymore. We don't, man.
No,
we really don't.
I'm on Twitch now.
Yeah.
Come on, bro.
You don't even Super Ghouls and Ghosts. Like what is this? A big ass eagle that's in this game?
Yeah, it's a griffin. It's a griffin.
Griffin. There you go.
Yeah,
because I definitely remember Ghosts and Goblins on the regular Nintendo. I remember that shit. But Super Ghouls and Ghosts, I always told myself, I said, nope, I couldn't even bear the first one, so I'm not even going to tell this shit.
The thing and the fucked up thing about it is that it was an arcade game, and then they ported it to the Super, and fuck that. I fucking hated that game with a passion, dude. Fucking hated that game. My stepdad had rented a Super, and he wanted to play Super Ghouls and Goblins, and I wanted to play Donkey Kong, so he rented both of those, and I played Super Ghouls and Goblins. I thought it was gonna be easy. No, it's not. It's not easy at all. It's not. No, I can't beat the first level, dude. Like I can't beat the first level. It's just way too hard.
Oh,
you get 2 hits.
Oh, now I'm thinking about like honorable mentions and shit, man. I didn't even write no honorable mentions down. This shit. Oh, she just got kidnapped in the beginning of the game, huh?
Yeah.
That fucking gargoyle came in and just swooped her ass up. Like this is Captain Savaho was the main character in so many games back in the day, bro. Like so many games. It don't matter what suit of armor they wore. It doesn't matter. Captain Savaho is what it was. Damn, Super Ghouls and Ghosts. They should make a movie of that. Ghosts and Goblins, aka Spooky. Just remake that shit.
Right, but make it with like one director and one storyline.
Yeah, man. Because if you look up the backstory of that movie,
it's insane.
That shit.
It's insane.
It's like, now you remember how Popcorn had like a certain director and then 2 other directors stepped in and shit changed up? Like, this shit was way worse. Somebody asked me one time, like
the fucking the doctor and the kids disappeared halfway through.
You talking about the kid that was in the woods talking to the wolf face?
He just disappeared halfway through. Like, what the fuck? Like, where'd they go?
I don't know.
Oh, bro. Sorry to cut you off. You ever seen Kathy's Curse?
Kathy's Curse? No. Is that a TV show?
No.
A movie?
It's a movie just as bad as the Spookies and just as bad as The Room.
I don't think I could imagine a movie that's that bad.
Bruh, you gotta watch Kathy. I think I propose we do Kathy's Curse commentary. Because, oh my... that shit... We would be losing our minds with that fucking movie right there, dude.
You said Kathy's Curse?
Kathy's Curse.
I am writing it down. Kathy's Curse. Like, how bad are we talking, though?
Think Spookies meets The Room. But it's in between.
1977?
Yes. It's a wannabe version of The Exorcist. It's fucking. Oh god. It's a weird movie.
I don't recognize any of these fucking actors. Who's this director? Eddie Matalon. What's he done? What's Eddie done? He's got 26 credits to his name. He's doing all right for himself. Is he a French director or something?
I don't know.
His last big movie, like industry movie for the most part, was 1994. God damn. So he must have just stepped back from the. Okay, I mean, Kathy Scott. I mean, we look,
It's Canadian. It's Canadian.
We can try it out. We can try it out.
Oh yeah, it's on YouTube also.
Yeah, we need another one. We need another one for commentary. We need like a bad one for commentary. Though apparently that's the shit that people want. Like people want to see us react to shit that's fucking terrible. So I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah, this one is prime for that shit, dude. Let me tell you.
I mean, if it's that bad, I'll be. Oh, listen, we can do that one. We can do that, but we've got to do. You gotta. You remember when you sent me the trailer for Lover's Lane? You gotta watch that shit. Oh my
no,
god,
that's on the list. Me and Elisa, I talked to Elisa about it on yesterday's show because I want to do a double feature with that and Cherry Falls.
Listen, Cherry Falls is fucking Goodfellas in comparison, bro. to listen, I'm telling you, Lover's Lane. It's Cherry Falls has competent directing, competent acting. It's got competent writing, even though it does rip off some shit from Psycho and some shit from Scream and so on and so forth. But it's one of the most standout post-Scream slashers. I think Lover's Lane came out in '99, and I think it's like '99 or 2000 or so. And
99.
that because you know what? Because Scary Movie came out in 2000, and Anna Faris was in Lover's Lane before she was in Scary Movie.
But, that's who that is. Okay,
yeah,
okay. Because I was watching the trailer, I was trying to it's like, who is this chick? Like I know her for somewhere. Yeah. Why does she look familiar?
Yeah, that's Anna Faris, and trust me, she's not the prototype for Cindy in the Scary Movie movies, but she is definitely the cheerleader that's like, oh my god, what happened? Oh, I like him. He's hot. Oh, like she's still like got a bubbling personality, but you know she's not going to last too long, type of thing. Other than that, there's not really anybody like really familiar in the movie. I don't know if you've seen Eight-Legged Freaks. The dude that gets eaten by the jumping spider. He's the first one to get eaten by the jumping spider. He's the main dude in Lover's Lane, if that fucking counts for anything. I don't know who that motherfucker's name is.
David Arquette.
No, the dude that gets eaten by the jumping spider. Like there's a scene where Scarlett Johansson, her boyfriend tries to fill her up and she tases him in the balls and he pisses on himself. She drives off in his truck and he runs over to his friends because he sees the jumping spiders and he's like, yo, we gotta go. And then his friend says, the only thing going right now is you, dude. And then the jumping spider jumps on him and drags him out of the frame. It's like a jump scare type of moment. But he is the lead teenager in Lover's Lane, and he's not good either. None of these actors are good. They're all terrible, but the movie's fucking hilarious, yo. It's funny as shit. Is so bad, but it is terrible. The plot changes like every 5 seconds, man, and it's awful. Like the big shocking twist at the end, you're kind of like, what? Wait, who gives a fuck? Like it's bad. It's all bad. It's all bad.
Released New Year's Eve in 1999.
Yeah, it's bad.
Anna Faris, yeah, there she is, right there.
Yeah, it is. It's not a good movie, man. The guy that plays the sheriff, he fucking sucks. and the lady that plays the principal who teams up with the sheriff to find the kids when the killer goes on the loose, she sucks. The kids suck. The killer's ass. His hook looks fake. The kills fucking suck. The kills are everything's so bad about this movie that I would recommend it. It's that.
You would recommend it.
Listen, I'm telling you, it's that. I guess it's just because of the nostalgia for me. Like when Hollywood Video was popping, I used to rent this shit all the fucking time. Like when they made to Hollywood Videos.
You ever seen Campfire Tales?
I haven't, but I know my girl, Jan Brady, not Jan Brady, Marsha Brady. Is she in there? Christine Taylor,
is
in there.
Yes.
Yeah,
right,
I've always wanted to see it because the cover. I think I used to see the cover in I think it was either Fangoria magazines or or Shivers magazines. I don't think it was Starlog magazines, but I used to see Campfire Tales poster, and I never got a chance to watch that shit. Is that something like
James Marsden's in it.
Oof.
Christopher Masterson.
Campfire Tales. Huh.
Yeah, Christine Taylor. There she is. Hey, Glenn Quinn's in here. Totally forgot about that.
Oh, and your boy from Malcolm in the Middle, Christopher Masterson, is in here. Maybe I'll watch this tonight. A group of teens entertain themselves by telling an anthology of famous urban legends with a modern twist, including Makeout Point, monsters, psychopath, and ghosts. Okay. Yeah, maybe I'll watch. Oh, that is James Martin. Is that fucking what's his name from on the front cover? Is that what's the name from Office Space? Hi, Peter. What's happening? Not Lumberg, but that's Peter.
Ron Livingston.
Ron Livingston. I just fucking I was singing his praises when I did the Flash trailer reaction and when I did the Time Traveler's Wife commentary. I like Ron Livingston.
He's not in it very long. Not in it very long. And he's not one of the. I don't think he's one of the four at the campfire.
Amy Smart, man. I haven't liked her until since she ripped her jaw off in fucking Mirrors.
Yeah.
Yeah. Remember she was in that? She had one of the best death scenes of all time in that shit. And she was in I liked her in the Butterfly Effect too. That's an underrated movie that people don't even talk about. She was in that shit.
That's an okay movie. I like the original ending. Did you see the original ending to that? Butterfly Effect?
I don't think so.
No,
I don't think so.
He goes back to when he was in the womb and he strangles himself with the cord and the baby dies inside the mother. He killed.
What?
Yeah.
He's like, listen, I've done enough damage with this book. Fuck this shit. And he kills himself in the womb?
Yeah.
Yo, that's
crazy.
Wild, yo.
That's crazy. That's hella crazy.
Wait, what was the original ending?
That was the original ending.
Did he have a happy ending?
The original ending, he goes back and somehow he fixes everything.
Yo.
But he realized that he couldn't fix everything.
In the womb.
Yeah.
That's when you say, yo, I'm a danger to society in every way. Yeah, I can't even, I don't even want to get into this world to fuck y'all shit up. I'm going off myself while I'm in the womb and let that be that. Yo, that's dark, though. That is a dark-ass ending, yo. God damn.
Yeah, that's a hell of a dark ending, dude, for real.
Oh, shit. That is...
I think it's on YouTube. You can watch it.
Oh, yeah, I see it. It's the director's cut ending. Damn. What the fuck?
I don't know why they thought making two sequels was a good idea, though. Why would you do that?
Listen, I'm not even going to bother watching them. I'm not even going to bother watching them because the first one is perfect how it is. I'm not even going to bother watching.
The same thing is like making a Donnie Darko sequel, focusing on his sister. Yeah, I've
never seen the first one,
and I was like, this is garbage.
I've never seen the first one.
You ever seen the first one?
I got the first one on my list too. I've never seen the first one.
So if you do go into it, be warned. It's a movie that you really need to follow.
Yeah. All right. I get it. I know. I know I'm gonna have to lock in. I'm not even really a big who's that, Jake Gyllenhaal in the movie?
Yeah.
I'm not really a big Jake Gyllenhaal guy to begin with, so I know that if I strap into this one, the cast around him looks decent, but I know if I strap into this, I know it's a psychological mind fuck type of movie, so I know I'm gonna have to stick with it and pay attention to everything that's going on in it. But I've been holding out on that for good reason. For good reason.
It's just one of those movies, bro. It's just like, holy shit. You either, I don't know, man. I still don't even know if I get it. You know what I mean? But whatever.
It's just one of those movies where it's like, oh, I don't know.
It's a weird movie. Let's see. Oh, what's your last level?
My last level is all right, folks. My last level is it actually. All right, I'll say this. I was going to have multiple levels from this game series on here, but I went back to the origins of where my trauma started as far as this series. Because this is a bunch of levels, bro. It's a bunch of levels that fucked my life up. But the one where it all started, I went back to where it all began. And my number one is Labyrinth from Sonic 1. And you know, I had a lot of chances. I could have did Casino Night or Mystic Cave, or I could have even done Metropolis from Sonic 2. I wanted to do Carnival Night and Ice Cap from Sonic 3. I wanted to do all of Sonic and Knuckles except that first board. I wanted to do like the Battery Zone or whatever. It's so many levels I wanted to do. But I went back to where it started. Everything was all cool. Green Hill or Green Zone, that's fine. Marble Zone in Sonic 1, that's cool. You get lava, you can fuck around in there and get your rings back and make your way out of it. Spring Yard was after that. And I think like Starlight came next, but when Labyrinth came, when you, like me, fuck a video game. I'm already scared of large bodies of water in real life. So when you incorporate that into one of my favorite games, then we really have a big problem here. And you know, you think everything's cool, you know, when you first get into the music's all joyous and shit, and then when you start getting further and further down that slope of the level, you realize that there's water. And then it's like, okay, it's water. Maybe I can deal with that. But then when you realize how deep the water is, you got to jump on levers. You got to, you know, you're pulling onto you know, contraptions that are breaking away and dragging you further into the labyrinth, literally into the labyrinth.
Also, the thing about this is that so I'm watching this gameplay now because I don't remember the labyrinth all that well. I do remember though, like if you did not have that force field around you, you are fucked.
Listen, it's robotic sharks. There's spikes. There's a bit of everything in there, and then when that music kicks in, that was the Jaws. That was the equivalent to the Jaws. Yeah. That was terrifying. And you know, there's a meme out there where it's like, well, when did your anxiety begin? And then they show Sonic when he's drowning underwater, and they said that music was playing. That's exactly where it began. Because not only are you trying to struggle, you're moving slower under this water. There's a timer going on. You want to get the fucking Chaos Emerald. You know, at the end of the board, you know that Robotnik's going to be a dickhead because he's got water at his disposal. It's all bad. It's all bad. And you got
not to mention there's 3 of these fucking levels.
You got the little sea stars that pop off the little spikes when you go past them, when you go close enough to them, and then you got the other ones. Oh no, that's in Sonic 1, that's in Sonic 2. But in Sonic 1, you got the ones that are just like a ball of angry eyes, and as soon as they see you, they roll the little spiked balls off of themselves towards you. Mm-hmm. And it's like, can we get a break, man? Spikes underneath and like all types of shit. It is such a stressful, water-filled level. And this is the one that had the audacity to have 3 levels. I think Labyrinth has 3 levels in the first Sonic.
Yeah.
I think the third level is pink and white. I think it's white for the most part, but there's pink water, if I'm not mistaken. I'm not sure, but Labyrinth was the one where it's like, all right, we really gonna put you through the ringer. Where there's 2, we're definitely going to have 3 levels for you. We're gonna have 3 levels for that ass. And I don't even remember. I'm about to look it up now. I don't remember what the Robotnik was for Labyrinth, but it was bad. It was bad.
Robotnik was he was in his spaceship.
Fucking like levers and shit that you had to stand on and ropes that you had to climb. Like, come on, man. This was too much. And then that slide, when you hit that slide and you fuck around and hit, when your bottom hits that slide, you got to go all the way back up.
Yeah.
You have to go all the way back up.
I never got to this level in Sonic. Never got to
you because this shit is traumatizing. That shit pulls you through. You break down one wall and it pulls you in. It's like, I don't know if you saw 37 or 47 meters down, Uncaged or some shit like that, where it was like a hurricane. It was like a hurricane underwater that was sucking people in. Like, that's what it was. Like, that shit sucks you in. Oh, no, okay, you got to chase Robotnik all the way up to the surface. You got to avoid spikes, and there's dragons in the wall that shoot fire. All of this shit is... No, this is a mess. This is a mess. This is... Yeah, that's my number 1 because that would I could never imagine like them doing that in an actual Sonic movie. If they did Labyrinth, I don't know how they would pull that shit off. I really don't.
Sonic 2 I beat, but I never beat Sonic 1. The level that always gave me the hardest was the what was it? Where is it? Where is it? Where are you? Marble Zone. So it's the one after that. I think it's Casino.
Marble Zone. That's the one with the lava. Yo, I always was convinced, at least until I got older, I was convinced that the Neptunes were behind that shit. That they were behind the fucking Sonic soundtrack.
Right.
The Sonic soundtrack was flames. Super duper flames, man.
Like, I think all 3 of them had like really good soundtracks.
Yeah. Because I remember on Sonic 3 when Carnival Night, I was like, they put this little like beatbox behind Carnival Night, and I'm like, what the fuck is this? They went hard with those soundtracks, man. They did. That's one thing about Sonic that I can admit.
Yeah, Sonic had like really great soundtracks. Yeah, but yeah, I don't. I'm gonna have to play Sonic again. I have like the Sega fucking drive. So I'm gonna have to hook that up and see how far I can get on Sonic.
Listen,
I know for a fact though, Sonic 2, like the one level that gives me a lot of trouble is Chemical Plant 2. That level fucking pisses me off, dude.
Chemical Plant 2 is alright. The first level's got water, but Chemical Plant 2, when you get to that, when you go through that one door that closes behind you or whatever,
yeah,
and then you gotta jump from while the water's rising. Oh my god! And then you fall down, and then remember the one board where it's right before you get to Robotnik, where you can either wait for the shit to come and you jump on it, or you can do a spin dash right across. But if you drop all the way down. You gotta
start all over again.
You gotta start all the way over. I'm like, oh my god, those water boards! I'm telling you, like not even Aquatic Ruin from Sonic 2 did that shit. Like Aquatic Ruin had water, but it was salvageable. You could get back to where you was going, and you could jump on arrows and jump up levels and shit. But like, I'm telling you, man, Sonic just made it so terrifying to be underwater. Like, not even Mario did that with Super Mario, 64? I mean, Mario, the originals, you could just breathe forever under there, right?
Yeah, because you're swimming, basically.
Yeah, because it was like,
I think the only one that really did a timer was
Mario 64.
Yeah, Mario 64. Yeah, you're right.
Like they had like the little timer or the little chart like on the screen and shit, and they had like the damage bar and the water bar. That was it. But I think every other Super Mario game, you were like pretty much just
swimming for three. Except for three. Three, you were fucked.
Oh, 3?
Unless you had the frog suit.
You couldn't. Yeah. Oh, 3, you couldn't swim underwater like that?
Nah. I mean, you could, but you had to find ways to like replenish your air. But if you had the frog suit, you were good because you could breathe underwater.
Yeah. I was looking at like I said, I was gearing up for this episode, man, like a couple minutes or like a half hour before, and I was looking at. I'm sorry, like Super Mario Brothers 2 is probably my favorite one. Like as far as the weirdest one, and I love it. These motherfuckers pick up radishes out the ground. And I made a comment on YouTube. Normally I stay out of the YouTube comments because these motherfuckers get a little bit more disrespectful than humanly possible. But I was like, I was stating facts. I said, this was my favorite, my personal favorite, up until Mario 64. But I said that Peach was the ultimate cheat code because if you pick her, she could fly you where need be. She could glide you where need be. With the second board or whatever, when you get that magic carpet, or the second level, the official level, when you need that magic carpet, she'll get you halfway there. She'll get you there. She will get you
too. Luigi too. Luigi has a longer jump range than Super Mario.
He got the legs. Yeah, Luigi's legs.
He'll carry you.
Luigi's got hang time. Yep. They made him have hang time in that game. Like, a lot of people say Toad, but Toad is too small. His jump is a little too quick. So it's like, if I had to pick two, it's going to be Peach and Luigi as far as, like, getting me where I need to go. I don't even fucking pick Mario in Super Mario Brothers 2. Like, Super Mario Brothers 2 is just so weird. That's who I need, by the way, in the movie. I need Mauser, I need Yoshi, and I need whoever the fuck that thing was that was spitting the eggs out. I don't remember its name. I don't remember that thing's name, but they had the little motherfuckers with the with the gas mask on that spit bullets out. They had them in there for a minute, but I need I need the rest of them characters up in there.
What's the name? Oh, Birdo.
Birdo?
The name? Birdo. Yeah.
Oh, I need
Birdo wears a red hair bow and has a round mouth that can fire eggs as projectiles. Birdo.
Yeah, I need Birdo up in that joint. Oh no! Yeah, we lost.
Yeah, I saw that. Turned it off. I turned it off. I turned it off.
Oh.
Once I saw 5 minutes left in, it was like that, like, fuck. All right, whatever. This series should have been fucking over, but
Thursday, no, Friday, I think. Friday, Game 5 or Game 6.
Yeah,
So.
we got to get it done. We got to get it
Yeah,
done.
we gotta get it done Friday, dude. Because if not, dude, we going home. The one time I wear my fucking Lakers colors. God damn it.
Listen, I'm waiting for us to win something so I can wear the fucking jacket you sent me. I'm not gonna be able to wear it this summer. But if the Lakers do something, I don't give a fuck. Like the moment it drops to like the moment that a breeze kicks in and it drops to like 60 something, I'll be out there with it. I got a Lakers sweater, I got the Kobe shirt, all that shit. Like I'll gear up, be sweating my ass off and losing weight out here.
It's 3-2. Just gotta win one. Gotta win one. And I think we play whoever's the winner of the Kings-Warriors game. I think.
I'd rather play the Kings. Ain't nobody scared of the Warriors. They haven't beat us yet, so I'm not scared of them. But I'd rather play the Kings just to get through it. Like, come on, let's get through it. Let's get through it. The Warriors are just a fucking nuisance at this point. I'm sick of them. Sick of them being a part of every fucking parade and every celebration. I'm tired of it.
Yeah,
I'm sick of this.
Warrior fans out here, bro, are starting to get obnoxious, dude. For real.
I think they're dying. I think their shit's over. It's over. It's
been over for a couple years.
Yeah, man, it's over. Like, all right, y'all won again. That's all cool and everything, but it's over. That dynasty is over. Just shop these motherfuckers around somewhere and let that be that. You know, they try to say
in Oakland, that's exactly what would have happened. But now they're in San Francisco. They're going to do everything they can to keep it either Steph and Clay or Steph only. So,
they try to say Draymond might go to the Lakers to play with LeBron. I'm like, I don't even want Draymond. Like, he's a fucking hooligan. He's a hooligan, man. Every team needs a Draymond Green, but he's too much of a liability. He's a liability. Like, you're going to get us locked up. It's like you're going to get us all put in fucking
jail.
Because you're too wild. Bro. He's too wild, man.
We all need a Ron Artest, dude. Like, so we won with Ron Artest, so I mean, there's that.
I mean, we did, but Ron Artest could shoot. Like, Ron Artest could shoot, and Draymond Green is okay. Yeah, that's true. Everybody needs a fucking Ron Artest, but I'm just Draymond Green.
We all need a Ben Wallace. You know, we need someone that's not afraid to take the hits and get hit.
Ben Wallace, one of the best defensive players of all time, whose offense was an added bonus when he was like Detroit had a bomb squad that year. But like Draymond Green, I've never looked at him like that guy's a star. That guy's got good talent. No, that motherfucker just kicks people in the face and kicks people in the nuts, and you know he gives out he gives out vasectomies on the court like free of charge.
He's the reincarnation of KG.
Kevin Garnett?
Yeah, Kevin Garnett. He's old Kevin Garnett, dude, when he was with the Celtics, when he was a dirty player.
Oh, he's sick, Kevin. Yo, that's a bold statement. Kevin Garnett is another one of the best defensive players of all time. Kevin Garnett. Draymond is, I don't know what the fuck. That boy need to get it together. That boy need to get his shit together.
Yeah, he does.
For real.
Yeah, he does. Well, we need to go down on sorrows because our team lost. So we both need to deal with this. We are not taking it very well. So we'll be back on, I think, May. I want to say May 10th.
Sounds about right.
Yes. And that is Fast and Furious week. So be prepared for a lot of Fast and Furious talk that week. I don't know. How do you feel about a ranking? You feel like about doing a ranking?
Shit, I'm ready. Listen, I'm ready. Listen, You ain't saying nothing to me, bro. I watch Fast and Furious regularly. I just watched Fast and Furious 6. Listen, I'm not gonna lie, and I'll say it on the show. I don't listen, people. I don't condone vices, but people do what they do, and the shit is legalized here and there. I rolled me one and watched Fast 6, and it is the best in the franchise for good goddamn reason. I am waiting. Fast 6 is where Luke Evans was the villain. The Rock paired up with Gina Carano, the UFC fighter. Letty got her memory back. They had the little flip cars in the first chase sequence. I'm waiting for Fast. I want Fast 10 to be better than Fast 6.
I think
nothing has topped Fast 6 for me.
I think 7 is actually better.
7's a cheat code. 7's a cheat code because you know why? 7 for me has the best sequence in the entire fucking franchise. That shit where they drive that Lycan Hypersport through 3 buildings.
Also, too, for sentimental reasons that I don't want to say because it'll make us cry. But I think 7 is probably the best, honestly.
One of the greatest.
I feel good because the only one that I haven't seen is Tokyo Drift, so I need to watch Tokyo Drift. Are we including Hobbs and Shaw in this or no?
I mean, we can. I'm trying to figure out if I put Hobbs and Shaw in my ranking. It fits, but like nobody else is in there. Like it's just Jason Statham, The Rock, Vanessa Kirby, Idris Elba. No Dom, no Tej. Nobody else makes cameos.
No.
There are cameos in it, but nobody else makes cameos in it from the original series.
At the end.
Han's not in Hobbs and Shaw.
Yeah, he is. Yeah. He makes a cameo appearance, dude, at the end, in post-credit scene. Yeah.
In Hobbs and Shaw, you talking about Fast 9? He's in Fast 9. He makes a cameo at the end of Fast 9. In Hobbs and Shaw, the post-credit is Kevin Hart. I think Kevin Hart and Ryan Reynolds or some shit. Something like that. But Han is in the post-credits for Fast 9. He's in the mid-credit sequence. That's what he's in. I'm trying to tell you, bro. I knows that the evil lurks.
No, that's right. Because I'm confusing because it's because 9 has that cameo by Jason Statham. That's what I was thinking.
And they pick up with that in Fast 10. You see a clip in the trailer where Han knocks at the door, and then they show what happens after that, and I'm like, okay, because I need clearance on that. Yeah. But we can count Hobbs and Shaw if you want, or we can just count the ones with Vin Diesel. It makes no difference to me. I gotta know
Hobbs because I gotta make this ranking, dude. I gotta make this.
All right. Well, we can leave Hobbs and Shaw out of it. We can leave Hobbs and Shaw out of it because technically, if we rank all 9 movies, then we're going to have
about Tokyo Drift.
Tokyo Drift is in the continuity. It's in Tokyo Drift. Like when you watch Tokyo Drift, you'll see
now
that
in the last 2 movies.
Yeah, Tokyo Drift takes place after Fast 6. So you got Fast 1, Fast 2, and then Tokyo Drift came out. And everybody was kind of confused, but then when Fast 4 came out, it was like, okay, they set Han up to where this took place before Tokyo Drift. So then you got 5, 6, and then at the end of 6, Han tells everybody, yo, I got to go to Tokyo. It's something I got to do. Me and my girl, we're going to do that. So then you can watch Tokyo Drift, and that goes into Fast 7, 8, 9. I know.
That's so weird, bro.
I know, you're like
fucking retconning the fuck out of your own franchise, dude. Like, Jesus, man. That's fucking crazy, yo.
The best part for me is when I try to explain this shit to people that, like, when people be like, so what order do these movies fall in? And then I get the fucking, I get the poster board and the yarn.
Oh, you're like
the string of yarn.
You're like
and I'm
Charlie
like,
from in that meme. You're like, it's all connected.
Yeah, I'm like, look, this is how the Fast and Furious movies are connected. No, but Tokyo Drift is basically a prequel to Part 7, yeah. Because 7, they show you what happens. But listen, you got to be prepared for some of the other retcons that come later on. Matter of fact, you already saw it, so you just didn't see Tokyo Drift.
Yeah, I haven't seen Tokyo Drift.
So you seen everything
except Tokyo Drift.
So you saw Fast 9.
Yeah, that's where I make that connection with Han and Jason Statham.
So you saw the retcon they did where Han died, and then they said it was like a hologram in his car.
Yeah.
Okay,
yeah.
so when you see Tokyo Drift, right? Me as a diehard Fast and Furious fan, that's I call bullshit.
Yeah, we talked about that. We talked about that. I think in one of our earlier streams, we definitely talked about that. We were both on the same page. Like, what kind of bullshit is that? Like, what the? Like that's reaching, bro. That's hell of a reach. Like what?
I can deal with the fact that they saying Jason Momoa was there in Fast 5, like that he was there when the vault got taken and Reyes was his dad. I can buy that, but that Han shit, y'all insult my intelligence. It's like it's almost as insulting as when they said, "Oh, Michael Myers didn't get his head cut off; it was a paramedic," and I'm like, "Fuck y'all, all y'all, like every single one of y'all that came up with that shit in the writers' room and greenlit that bullshit. Y'all could fucking kiss my ass because there's no way I'm going to believe that Han was a hologram driving around that entire time. Now, if that motherfucker had
was he driving a fucking smart car? Like, what the fuck? Like, how was he driving?
Smart car. Han had a Tesla, but my thing is, who the fuck got in the car and drove off? And you'll see in Tokyo Drift. The way that his death, what leads up to his death, the chase sequence and what happens before, you'll see. And you're going to be like, wait, that doesn't make any goddamn sense. Like, and I'm a fan of this series, and I know. I'm like, listen, y'all not gonna play me. Like, y'all not gonna play with me, man. That's the equivalent of getting that, like when they said that motherfucker got his head cut off, that paramedic. Nah.
That is awesome. Bullshit. Yeah. I think that should be the episode ranking the Fast and Furious, because Fast and Furious opens up on the 11th. So
yes, it does, man. Matter of fact, I'll watch all of them again. Like I watch. I think I watched maybe.
Stop lying. You were just gonna rewatch them anyway. just say
that.
Well,
no. Like on some real shit. I think I probably watch 6, 7, 8, and 9 often. 9, I need to watch a little bit more, but 9 did a lot of shit that I kind of gave it a pass for, but 9 did a lot of shit where it's like, all right, it's almost weird, but I like 6 and 7 get spins.
Okay.
7 because it's 7.
So Fast 10 comes out on the 19th.
Oh, okay. All right. So it doesn't come out on the 11th.
So we can push our Fast and Furious episode to the 24th. If you want to do that.
Yeah, we can do that. Cause Fast 10, I told myself, I'm like, yeah.
And then
I'm putting
Friday,
aside.
We have Guardians 3. Really? No,
listen,
I'm surprised.
No, here's the thing. I've never been into Guardians of the Galaxy. Like it's too goofy for me. There are no high stakes. But I watched the trailer for Volume 3, and I'm like, this looks really fucking good. And it looks like somebody's going to die. It looks like the tone is a little bit different. It's still there, but it looks like it's going to be like taken more seriously. So now I'm going to go back and watch the other 2 and try to appreciate what they did, with those characters before I jump into Volume 3, because, everybody's telling me to watch it. I just couldn't really commit to it at first because I'm like, it's a fucking raccoon, a tree. Zoe Saldana is green. Then before she was blue. Then before she was in blackface when she played Nina Simone. Like, she don't know what the fuck color she want to be. I don't like. I almost called him Chris Evans. What's that dude's name?
Chris Pratt.
I don't like Chris Pratt. I don't like Chris Pratt. I loved him in Super Mario Brothers. He was great.
That's because
He's
you
great
didn't see
voicing
Chris
Super Mario.
Pratt. You heard Chris Pratt. Difference.
Yeah, and like the Jurassic World movies, it's like motherfucker, like you trying to play Indiana Jones, like just play Indiana Jones in a prequel or some shit. Like I'm not a big fan of him, so it's like it was hard. It was a hard sell, even with Michael Rooker. I know Sylvester Stallone's in part 2, and Dave Bautista, Drax. I can't even. You're the biggest motherfucker in the group, and I can't even take you seriously. Like you just goofy as shit. You want to be invisible. Then Mantis was cool, but she's just scared of everything. Scared of everything. I just don't know how to attach myself to these characters. I don't.
I think you should rewatch them.
I
should rewatch them.
I am, bro. I am because part 3 looks really good. It looks really good. I laughed my ass off when they landed in that neighborhood, and I think Drax threw like the ball at that girl's face.
Yeah,
I
peace.
laughed my ass off. I was like, okay, y'all got me with that shit, man. And Nebula, I do like Nebula a lot. I like her a lot. Karen Gillian, I think she's fucking great, and she was the best part of that shitty Jumanji sequel. Ruby Roundhouse, she was great in that shit.
Okay, so yes, on the 10th, I guess we'll have to figure out what we'll do with that. But expected a Guardians review. We got like a week, but expect a Guardians review for sure. That's gonna happen. I'm putting it out there because your ass is gonna see it regardless. So
listen, my girl's into those movies. Like those, like I said, there's a list that I have separately, and there's a list that we have, and she's like, "Babe, we gotta watch these Guardians of the Galaxy movies. I want you to watch these movies with me." And I'm just like, "Okay, like I'll watch the Guardians of the Galaxy movies." But I'm so fucking scared that I'm going to end up liking them once I finally give them a chance. But yeah, I'm going to watch them because I want to gear up for part 3. If shit's going on with the characters and the story's getting like a little deeper, then I definitely want to be ready for it when I see the third one, because it looks really good, man. It looks great.
Yeah. So, and then toward the end of the month, we got our fast ranking. So I'm kind of looking forward to that. That's going to be fun. Boy. Also, give me time to actually revisit some of these fast movies also. So that should be fun.
7 never gets old. 8 is pretty underrated for me. I've found a new appreciation for 8, even though they do some retcon bullshit in there too.
Like 4. I actually liked 4 a lot. I thought 4 was good.
4 brought it back.
Yeah. I actually like Too Fast, Too Furious though. But
I like that too.
That's just a movie that's of its time, dude. Yep. That's a movie that's a straight 2002 movie, bro, with the Joe Button soundtrack. Every time I hear that fucking song, I'm like, oh my god. Seriously?
R.I.P. Shout out to John Singleton, because John Singleton, a lot of people don't even peep that. They still think Rob Cohen directed that. Rob Cohen did the first one. They think that Rob Cohen did the second one, but John Singleton, Luda and Tyrese, they always credit John Singleton for putting them in the franchise, and they have been a part of that shit ever since then. Too Fast, Too Furious, and I love Too Fast, Too Furious because that established, first of all, it introduced you to Luda's character, but it established the brotherhood with Paul Walker and Tyrese's characters too, and you wouldn't have gotten that without Too Fast, Too Furious. So I always appreciate that shit. Plus, you can't go wrong with Eva Mendes. Eva Mendes can do nothing in a movie, and that's gold. It's gold.
Right? Yeah, I feel like if Paul Walker was still alive, I think Eva Mendes would have been a much bigger part in the franchise going forward, because she had a post-credit scene, I think, in 5? Or
Fast 5, yeah.
Yeah, 5? Is it 5?
She gave The Rock the case file and let him know Letty was still alive.
Yeah.
And apparently Michelle Rodriguez didn't even know shit about that until she saw the fucking movie. She was like, "Yo, I'm back." How crazy is that, though?
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's crazy because around the same time they brought Michelle Rodriguez back in Fast and Furious and fucking Resident Evil. So she was winning. She was having a hell of a fucking time at the time, man.
Yeah, she was.
That was good. That was good. I think her return was better in. I mean, I liked it in both. I'm not gonna lie. Her return in Resident Evil Retribution was solid, and she got a dope ass fight scene in there. That's another one we gotta rank sooner than later is the Resident Evil movies.
I don't know. That's asking a lot, bro. That is asking a lot.
Listen, if we made it through Children of the Corn, bro,
I barely made it through that fucking list. Barely fucking made it. Oh, man.
listen, Children of the Corn, like if Resident Evil series will be a cakewalk if we made it through Children of the Corn. What was that? Not like 10, 11 movies we went through?
That was 13 fucking movies, bro.
Yeah,
Including the remake, including 2 remakes. That's crazy.
Oh, fuck. Hold up. 6, 7, 8,
8, 10.
I don't even fucking. I don't even know.
13, bro. 13.
But
we only did 12 because I didn't see the remake because I couldn't find it.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, the remake. I found it online somewhere. Yeah, the remake, and honestly,
it too, but it was in Spanish. I was like, the one time.
In comparison, the remake is back to the basics too. It's not too bad, and I like the remake because the main guy who plays the character Bert, he does a lot of shit that I would do. Like, I'm gonna fuck you kids up. I'm gonna fuck y'all up. Bones will be broken. Knives will be thrown. These kids are trying to fuck this dude up. And he's in town, like, where are your parents at? Oh, this what y'all want for real? And he starts breaking bones and snapping necks and stabbing these kids. Yeah, God gonna have to just forgive me at some point.
Yeah.
Because you know what I'm trying to do to survive and get back to mine? Nah. Nope.
Yeah. All right, well, ladies and gentlemen, we will see you back on the 10th. Hopefully, the Lakers are still playing at that time, so we can only hope. Fingers crossed. Let's go, Lakers. Till then, we'll see you then. Later.
Appreciate y'all, man.